kitchen sink maybe at the Boomers, right? We'll see some wing, we'll see some flex bone, also some shotgun, and you played in an offense at Moreland that was based off more of that triple option, that misdirection. So if you're the Boomer defense, what do you got to watch out for tonight then?
The Boomer defense, you just got to watch out for the great blocking scheme that they have. They obviously have if they run the triple option. You know, they're going to try to be dominant with that no matter what. If you stop it on plays, they're going to keep coming at you.
That we had kind of talked about as well is not the biggest offensive line, and I think as we watch more film, that's kind of somewhat by design, right? They want to be agile, want to be quick hitting, so the Boomers got to be on their toes, if you will, defensively.
Yeah, that's kind of like what Ely said with, you know, the blocking schemes, things like that you get, especially with the triple option offenses. You want to be able to, as soon as you hand off, get your guys downfield, you know, and be able to move your guys around a little bit. So that's one thing I've talked about. You know, as soon as I saw it first on film, you know, and we talked a little bit about this going into next week as well, is, you know, you got to keep your assignment. You got to make sure you are playing where you're supposed to be playing, not try to do too much, and, you know, just keep them in front of you.
Tough part for the Boomers entering tonight too, and we'll touch on it later with the starting lineups. Some positions that will have some question marks after last week. We saw a couple injuries, and we'll get some updates on those later in the pregame. But guys, this Dodge City team, well coached. Coach Glenn O'Neill, well traveled within the state of Kansas, both east, west, north, south, doesn't matter. He's a well accomplished football coach with the state title under his belt at various stops like Scott City, his most previous one, and is a great basketball coach, has been a multiple time state champion in basketball. So you've got a guy that knows how to build a program, and you know that discipline's going to be there. So it's a situation where you're on the road for the first time of the season, you got to make sure to stay sharp yourself when it comes to that discipline thing.
Well, it goes back to also with something we talked about during the coaches show is, you know, this is their first game. This is their season opener. You know, let them make the mistakes. Let them get under the Friday Night Lights for the first time this season. Let them make the mistakes. You just play the best game you can play, you know, and try to capitalize whenever they do make a mistake.
Absolutely. And hey, I do want to remind everybody too, if you're looking for the Boomer TV stream tonight, Dodge City does have a kind of exclusivity agreement, if you will, with NFHS. So the Boomer TV crew is here, Chris and the gang. They are recording tonight as if it's a regular live stream, and it will be available tomorrow. So it's kind of one of those next day deals. So if you're wondering, hey, will I actually be able to see this game this weekend? Yes, you will. You'll listen tonight, see it tomorrow, go back and watch some of those favorite plays you may have throughout the night. With that being said, I mentioned Coach Glenn O'Neill earlier, kind of leading the Dodge City Red Demons. We actually got a chance to talk with him this week and get a little bit preview of his team and what he expects out of this season and, of course, this matchup. So on the other side of the break, we will hear from the head coach himself, Glenn O'Neill. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Every family has a story filled with chapters of love, laughter, and dreams for the future. But what if one day you're not there to help write the next chapter? Life is unpredictable, but your love for your family shouldn't be. With State Farm Life Insurance, Gwayne Matthews and Woodward can help ensure your story continues, even when you're not there to turn the page. Protect the chapters yet to come. Talk to Gwayne Matthews, because your story deserves to be told.
And joining me now is Dodge City's head coach, Glenn O'Neill. Coach, good to have you on, talk to you, and to preview what should be an interesting matchup, obviously, between your squad and the Woodward Boomers. But let's start kind of with your background. Obviously, you've been planted well within Southwest Kansas, multiple stops, a lot of success in your career, not only in football, but other sports. Obviously, been a champion caliber coach and have won some state titles. That being said, this Dodge City opportunity was kind of a unique one for you, where not one you were, so to speak, seeking out, as you told people when you took the job, but speak to why it was important for you and lead this Dodge City program.
Well, we were at a point in our career, my wife and I, you know, we had moved to Topeka from Scott City, Kansas, you know, from one side of the state to the other, because my two sons were both playing college basketball at the same time, and one was at Fort Hays State in western Kansas, and one was in central Missouri, at shoot, I can't even think of it. But over on the western side of Missouri, we wanted to split the difference between the two, so that was kind of the move. We weren't really looking to leave Scott City, but at the same time, we were not willing to miss my older son's whole last 2 seasons of college basketball, for the sake of where we were. So we made that move. And after they both graduated and they moved off to their careers, the Dodge City job come open. And like you said, we weren't really looking to move back west. But, we still had a lot of friends, and we consider, even though they're not blood family, they were still family in Scott City we want to get a little closer to. And the facilities at Dodge are pretty darn nice. We got an indoor facility, turf field that's 40 yards long and regular width. So they were doing a $9 to $12 million renovation of the stadium. So facility-wise was, a consideration. And, there was always some athletes at Dodge. So we decided to take a gamble and come on back out here. And, this is probably our last stop. So, looking to make the most of it.
And Coach, talk about your Red Demon squad last year. 3-6 last year, but you really went through some adversity with some injuries, didn't have a lot of seniors, so it was a younger team. You bring a lot of guys back this year, obviously. I mean, your entire starting offensive line and some big-time key defensive players as well. So talk about your squad, what you saw from them over the summer, how they grew and improved heading into this year.
Very correct. Last year we had 3 seniors for the majority of the season, which is, a terrible number, at a 6A level. So, you got 2,200 kids in your high school and you only got 3 seniors. Well, when I moved here, 3 years ago, they only had 8 in a class. Well, they had a couple move. We had a couple that kind of made different choices. So by the time, we started season last year, we had 3. Going into the season, we already suffered a couple season-ending injuries through the spring sports, with baseball and a couple other things where we were not playing our second-string wingbacks last year. We were playing our third and our fourth-string wingbacks. I mean, we lost 7 wingbacks over the off-season and the first 3 weeks of the season. So, we definitely got some guys' feet wet that we had not planned on playing. There was times last year at the end of the season we looked out on the field on defense. We had 7 sophomores and a freshman out there. And, you're not going to win a whole lot of games at the quality 6A schools, on the schedule, with that type of youth. That's like playing a JV team against a varsity. So definitely we got a lot of guys from experience. And, they had a pretty good summer. They bought in, showed up to the weight room. We did some 7-on-7s, went to a couple of throwing camps. And, those guys committed. So, we're pretty happy with the off season, and right now our best receiver got a separated shoulder on the 3rd day of practice, so he's probably out another 3 weeks. But we've had some other kids step up, so not totally away from the injuries, but at the same time we're a lot better off right now than where we were last year at this time.
And what is kind of, would you describe as the personality of this team? I mean, going through some of that adversity last year, obviously, like you mentioned, just having to battle through it, right? And where would you describe, or how would you describe this team and the makeup of it going into the season?
I think got a little chip on their shoulder. Last year, of course, when you're losing, feel, oh man, you guys are terrible, good, blah, blah, blah. And, so they heard that around school, they heard it around town. And, basically they just got that chip, kind of built up, and it made them work harder and commit as a group, where they held each other accountable. So, the leadership, even though we don't have that 1 or 2, really vocal guys, we have a group that want to set the tone with their actions in practice and off the field, more so than, through their mouth. So, they're not a real talkative bunch, but at the same time, they hold each other accountable, with the way things should be done.
And, an interesting point is you guys ended last season with a near playoff victory. I mean, you almost advanced, I should say, against Lawrence, 23-20. Very tight game there. Did that kind of inspire those guys into this summer? And, that chip that you mentioned, was that kind of an eye-opener to say, hey, we do have some potential here?
Yeah, they do. And, they were a group that was really successful at the sub-varsity level. So they were already expecting some things out of themselves. And, go back to that playoff game, we're a team kicking off with 90 seconds left. And, it's a kind of a so-so kick. it hits the return in the hands. It drops straight down. It bounces over his head. The return man does a full 360-degree turn looking for the ball. He picks it up, and and a lot of times when a kickoff is returned for a touchdown, it's because of a muff or something. Well, that's what happened. He ran it back to the house, 85 yards for a touchdown, and we get beat 23-20. But I think our kids, left Lawrence, feeling pretty good about themselves and realizing if they put some work in, that they had a chance to be successful.
And going into the game Friday, you got a Woodward squad coming to town, so you got a game under their belt against Guyman. Of course, you guys had your jamborees, your scrimmages last week. What do you expect out of this matchup? What does Woodward bring it to you think, and what do you expect out of your team in this one?
Well, we're looking at them, to start with, the two teams that we scrimmaged in the jamboree don't run the same type of offense. You got, Hughton running a flex bone, and then you got Pratt, which is running, the single wing. So, it's going to be the first time on the field against an opponent, this fall that it's going to spread the field, with trips and empty sets and, just basically your one-back, stuff that we don't run ourselves, so we don't see a whole lot of that action in practice. And the two teams that we play, like I said, they didn't run them either. So, for us, it's going to be, hey, let's get into this first quarter. Let's make the adjustments that we need to probably be successful on defense, control the passing game, but at the same time, not nice running back, not nice quarterback that are both athletic that can run the ball. And, so it's definitely a two-sided sword, coming from with us, that way. Defense-wise, they're generally in the forefront, and, we run a 4-4, 4-4-2 combo, and, so we're probably a little ahead on that side of the ball going into the first game just because we've seen that front on defense a little bit more, but at the same time, you got to make plays.
We thank head coach O'Neill for taking his time and giving us a look into his Dodge City Red Demon squad this season. Now back to more of the Boomer pregame show on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Getting filed in, crowd getting set up as we continue to work our way towards kickoff here in Dodge City. And Eric, we heard Coach O'Neill talk about it a little there. This is a team that only had 3 seniors last year in total. We mentioned that. They returned 9 starters both ways. So 18 total starters back. Most of the roster now seniors. They're not a senior. They're basically a junior starting. Only got a couple of sophomores sprinkled in, a couple of linemen, and a linebacker. And it's a team that all 5 offensive linemen returned. And, we were looking at, and mentioned a minute ago, not the biggest line, but they're a unit that's worked together. They've been able to have some success, especially later in the season. So you're playing in a place on the road where there's been investments made. They got new turf, redid their turf, new track, got extra amenities. We kind of saw it with the Boomers last week. You hope that they almost amped themselves up too much. You kind of alluded to that earlier as well.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of excitement around this Dodge City program. Like you said, just all the physical improvements to the stadium that they're doing, things like that. That also kind of adds into the excitement of the program. Coach talked about they had some success at the sub-varsity level, and that kind of gave them a little bit of momentum, some confidence. So they were prepared to go out there last year and like you said, with that many guys returning, especially the whole offensive line kind of coming back with the kind of offense they run, they know their job. They know what they have to do, and so that's what the Boomers are going to have to do is to, just do their job. And if the coaches do their job and are able to scheme right, the Boomers are going to be able to do something tonight.
Some interesting notes about this matchup, and I was kind of surprised by this digging into it. You figure these two teams across each having a lengthy high school history would have played at least a handful of times, maybe double digits or so. Not quite the case. These teams have not matched up since 1985. Dodge City actually won that matchup 33-14, finished 11-1 on the season, had a good year, did the Red Demons then. And that's where most of their matchups took place between the late 70s, early 80s, just 7 times in total across their history. Dodge City does hold the edge in the matchup, 5-2 record overall with the Boomers in games on record. And that's probably part of the class disparity as well, right? Dodge City playing at the 6A level, and the Boomers kind of working their way between classes throughout that time frame. But just thought that was always interesting that the Boomers have always got a couple off of them. So if you're Coach Gordon or crew, a chance to kind of do something that hadn't been done in a long time if you're able to get this one today.
Yeah, you know, kind of me as the history stat nerd, you know, that's something I would definitely be throwing out there a lot is this is the first time, blah, blah, blah. You know, but again, if you can do something like that, that's just another feather in the cap these young kids for the Boomers can put in, feather they can put in their cap, you know, and get excited and say, hey, we did something. Let's go out there and continue to show what we can do.
And we mentioned, you know, some big returners. Well, did get some pregame news of one that's going to be out for Dodge City tonight. That kind of a big miss for him. At least starts the season. It's going to be Ty Sheck, the senior. Also plays, he's a multi-sport guy for him. Solid athlete, 6 foot. Not the biggest filled out 6 foot guy, but the outside linebacker spot was described as, you know, kind of a leader of that defense, the brains, as the PA announcer put it. So with him out, that will be a question mark for Dodge City. Otherwise, offensively, healthy from what we saw there. Quarterback Alan Flores, we kind of mentioned him over on the K101 side, 6'2", 190, a senior. And we mentioned them being under center primarily, but you kind of noted to me there's multiple times where they'll come out under center, kind of give you that wing or flex bone look, and all of a sudden, boom, he's dropping back to throw.
Yeah, you know, you kind of mentioned, you know, it's kind of like the NCAA football game.
With the flex bone, the wing, and the shotgun all in one drive.
You know, and I kind of came back to the way I used to play that game where, you know, you get your quarterback, you get him running, you get him in space, and then all of a sudden stop, pull up, throw it downfield. And, you know, from what I saw from their film from last season, that's something that they like to do is it'll look like the quarterback's going to come around the line, all of a sudden he stops, pulls up, chucks it down the field. You know, and so that goes back to that, you know, being disciplined, you know, and understanding what they can do that the Boomers going to have to, you know, really pay attention to tonight.
Now, as far as kind of those seniors we mentioned, only 3, but the one big one, a guy that was a huge playmaker all season long, and not just in football, he was a basketball star for him, track star, Tochi Okoro. He was graduated. So they do have to replace that weapon on the outside. He had a lot of speed, had a lot of brains on the outside, and you're looking at guys for them and Elijah Weber and Jaden Tenocho, who are just juniors, not quite as big as Okoro. Okoro was about 6'3", was listed around 200 pounds. Weber just 5'8", 145. Tenocho just 6 foot 160. So you go from some of that size and speed. Now you got guys that are going to have to operate in space. Despite that familiarity, there might be some kinks to have to work out for the Red Demons.
Yeah, and that's where the positive for the Boomers of this being the first game of the season for Dodge City is, yeah, they had their jamboree, is that what they call it?
Yes,
jamboree.
Yes, their scrimmages.
Their scrimmages last week. But, you know, doing something in a scrimmage versus when it actually counts in the lights, when you got fans from both sides, you got the band playing, you got the cheerleaders, that changes everything. You know, it just makes for a little bit more pressure. And so can you execute what you need to execute under pressure?
You know, as we return our focus to the Boomers, we'll take a look at the Wayne Matthews State Farm agent starting lineups. Talk with State Farm agent Wayne Matthews about creating a personal price plan to help you save money and protect yourself and your loved ones. Visit them at 1400 9th Street in Woodward. We thank Wayne Matthews, State Farm agent, for powering the Boomers all season long with the starting lineups. And some question marks along those. We'll see familiar faces, obviously, quarterback Cash Carter, your receivers Ryan Douglas Fisher, Cooper Tall on the outside. Along the line, John Ortega back at center, Zaylen Flores at right guard, Drake Roberts right tackle, Aiden Cruz at left guard. The left tackle spot is where we're getting a little bit of a question mark. We know Trey Oyasarode out, injured over the weekend, so we'll see who steps into that. Could maybe see Corvin Zamarco, maybe Payne Collier. That's kind of who's on the initial 2 deep there. Colin Bourne also suffered an injury last week, foot injury, so he's out for this week. That means more touches for Luke Parkhurst. They kind of split those duties last week. Bourne obviously a factor in that secondary as well that you will want to see who replaces maybe Luke Talley. Case of Bourne running that tight end spot / fullback. We saw him mainly kind of be a chip blocker last week when Guyman was trying to bring that pressure. on the Boomers. On the defensive side, still got Trip Bates, Corbin Zamarco, Adrian Garcia, and Bowen Morton along the defensive line. They had a fantastic performance last week. A couple question marks though in the outside linebacker spots. Levi Harris suffered a concussion, so he's out. Caleb Hutton goes down as well. So the only guy you got there from last week is Casey Bourne. Might see it there in Endersby. Kingston Phillips step up. Maybe an Austin Rowland, who's kind of unproven as a junior. So we'll see who fills those gaps in the secondary. Other than Colin Borden, should roll with Jake Graff and Cooper Latal in the corner spots. Mason Bourne at that free safety spot we mentioned could be a Luke Talley, maybe Mason Arnold stepping up, maybe a Colt Moore to replace Colin Bourne. But man, this team, unfortunate to see some of those injuries, but Coach Gordon spoke to in the season before, or in the preseason, just, hey, regardless, we're trying to build some of that depth. He mentioned you're going to see a lot of guys rotate in and out, Eric, so hopefully that kind of pays its dividends tonight when you know you're going to need it.
Yeah, and you can also, you've got to build that the next man up mentality, and that's one thing I think that the coaching staff for the Boomers have done. And so whenever somebody goes down, who's going to step in there? Or maybe there's even a position change, where somebody's going to have to move. One position change that I'm throwing out in my head right now is you could easily take Trip Bates off the end, put him in a linebacker spot.
Right.
You got Reese Durkee, who last week made some plays from the defensive end spot. You've got guys that you can move around, and still do things and try to be productive.
And as we look at some of those keys to the game before we get to our national anthem and coin toss starting lineup, we mentioned it with Coach Gordon Wednesday night. He wants to start fast. He wants this offense to come out and be able to execute. It seemed like John Ortega got a little bit of the yips last week from what we heard. I mean, from everything we saw in the preseason, the high snaps were not there. So you come out, kind of get a little nervous there, and you hope that's fixed. Caleb Hutton was your long snapper, so with him out, we'll see how the Boomers vary there and who replaces him. I saw a couple different guys warm it up, like Bowen Moore in case of Bourne, so I don't know who's going to take that role in.
I've also, we were down there earlier, it sounded like Christian Gibson, maybe another name that, maybe get put into that spot. So, again, you just got to be mentally prepared to whenever somebody goes down that, hey, if you're the one that's up, we're gonna go out there and do the best we can.
And Ely, you from the player perspective, you've been on these road situations, right, where you're a season opener for somebody. They're hyped up, they're fired up. As a player, how do you approach that mentality? Oh, I actually apologize. We should be getting to the national anthem. Yes, we are. So we'll get to that thought after the national anthem.
Honoring America with the playing of the national anthem by the Dodge City High School Band. Trumpet soloists this evening are Faith Wojak, Joseph Trejo, and Grace Marquez.
Apologies for that. Had a bit of a cutout on the microphone there for the national anthem, but still.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing.
As we were getting to you there,
alma mater.
Again, being the road player, tough road environment. What mentality do you take trying to come out and pull off the upset if you, or at least fight through it, knowing that you got a tough road crowd.
The 1940s, when Jeannie Grace Quinter penned the words and melody.
Okay.
Direct your attention
Healy's
to the
having a little
award
bit of
and
issue.
join us
Yeah, I
as
think
we
so.
sing along
It-
as the prize
Anyways, Eric, how would you approach it on the
Forever.
player side? You know, you got that tough road environment.
Yeah, again, it just goes back to you got to figure out a way to just tune everything out, focus on, you know, what you looked at in film this week, you know, and remember, hey, these are the mistakes we made. Let's go out, you know, correct those mistakes and, you know, just do what we need to do on our side of the ball to make it a competitive game.
For sure, for sure. And how do you try to get that fast start other than clean up those mistakes? I mean, we talked about the penalties, the high snaps last week. Is there something you could do from a coaching standpoint to get your guys calm in that sense and kind of get them comfortable? Because it seems like when this Boomer team settles in, we saw it last week, on the defensive side especially, they really start to roll.
Yeah, I think, you know, again, we talked about confidence, and I think that's one thing is you just really got to build up that, what do we do right? What is our game? What is our, you know, our strategy? You know, if we go out there and we do our stuff right, you know, they've watched game film. They know, you know, I'm sure they've seen some of the stuff from the from last week from the jamborees and talked to other coaches and things like that. They know what they need to do. And so you've got everything you've done in practice, just execute. That's all you can really all you can do to worry about.
Hey, go ahead and visit Sealing State Bank. They now have a branch in Woodward at their new location, 2314 Williams Avenue. Sealing State Bank of Woodward offers full-service banking, including personal checking, savings, home and commercial loans, mobile and online banking, wire transfers, and much more. Sealing State Bank, powering Boomer football all season long. Big shout out to the folks at Sealing State Bank. Now, before we get to that coin toss a little bit, Eric, the weather tonight. Mike, you're a weather guy. You know, you do a little check, you do a little weather. This is about as good as you could get for some Friday night football.
Exactly. You know, there's a little bit of a quote-unquote cold front, but you know what that front did was lower the humidity, and you know, whenever the sun starts to set with that low humidity, it's going to cool things off just a little bit. You couldn't ask for a better week one as we played in week 0, so that kind of throws everybody off. It still throws me off, and we've been doing it for 10 years.
It's been throwing CJ off, yeah.
You know,
because we started last week.
But you know, for a week 1 matchup, you can't ask for better weather. Next, you know, the wind's not bad. Every once in a while, you look out there, you know, at field level, it looks like it could be calm. You know, you got a little higher, you know, because this field sets down in the bowl, you get a little bit of a breeze. But again, you just couldn't ask for better weather. Next week we may have warmer weather. It's supposed to be in the mid-90s next week, so who knows?
But hey, we'll be in your country. Alva will be up at Northwestern, taking on the Gold Bugs.
Home 2.0 for me.
Yes, that will be a very interesting matchup as Alva matching up with Perry tonight on the road, I believe, there. So trying to rebound from their tough challenge against Fairview. Boy, that Fairview squad is legit.
I watched.
Golly.
I know I was texting you a little bit during that game, and because I watched the Fairview Alva game, and it's hard to judge anybody off of watching that Fairview team, you know, because there's athletes for Alva. They run.
Lance Mather's going to be a threat, a linebacker, fullback.
They run an unconventional offense for these days. We don't see it very much. Just run that flex bone, and you know, again, tonight's going to help a little bit prepare the Boomers for next week. I think this offense that the Red Demons has a little bit more explosiveness to it, or different looks you'll have than Alva can give, you know. But Alva's got the athletes to make things happen.
That they do, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays. I want to update you on some other Boomer sports. They had the Northwest Shootout at Fairview started yesterday. The Boomers competing in that, 12 area teams in total in it, and they did get some good wins yesterday. Shut out Laverne 6-0, as well as beat Thomas 11-3. That one was kind of a slow burner. It was a 3-2 ball game for a while, and then Boy Bradley, Douglas Fisher did her thing, and the rest of that offense, Jordy Oakley contributed. Douglas Fisher ultimately kind of put the punctuation on it with a home run. to put the Boomers up to 11. Today had a tough contest against Crescent to finish pool play in that tournament. Crescent was undefeated coming into that game, and the Boomers, from what you're telling me, leading early, but Crescent in the end just kind of pulled it out 7-6.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I know at one point the score was 2-0 Boomers. Not sure what the advantage was throughout the game, but it sounded like Crescent kind of pulled away late. Like I said, ended up beating the Boomers. And from one thing I have seen from Game Changer was the Boomers out-hit Crescent in the game. So it sounds like it's a tough loss, but they're a defeated Crescent team. It's a team that they're playing well right now. So when the team gets hot, it's hard to top that. So
it seems like everything goes their way, right? When you're rolling good,
right.
Tough to stop that momentum.
And luckily, I believe, the way that this tournament was set up, it was your top two seeds in each pool advanced to single elimination bracket. And so I think the Boomers finished second in the pool behind Crescent, so should be fine. I haven't seen the bracket officially for tomorrow, but Boomers still have a shot to, go out tomorrow and, bring home a plaque or a trophy or whatever they give over there.
Absolutely. Their second term of the season had played, of course, at the Battle of the Beach near the start of the season, won that undefeated. Not going to be undefeated in this tournament, but definitely still got a good shot to go ahead and win it. Like I said, they will start bracket play tomorrow in Fairview there after 2 days of pool play has wrapped up today. The cross-country team on a bye week, a rare kind of bye week, was in Mustang last week. We covered that on the coaches show, but get to rest a little bit, and I think we're going to wind up trying to reach out to Coach Custer to get a couple of those runners on by Wednesday for the coaches show. Check up with them. Dathan Custer has been fantastic in his start to his junior year. Has won both of the meets he's competed in. Ruben Salazar, Holton Simmons also doing a good job of helping lead the team. The girls had some freshmen, step up. Kenny Roach had a really good finish last week, 11th. Also, see how girls like Chloe Clements and some of that experience kind of develops around that Avery Case, some of those girls. So
yeah, and she's also, Coach Custer also has a group of middle school kids who are, also going out there competing and continuing to grow. Their next meet will be a week from Saturday, a week from tomorrow at Bethany.
Absolutely. It looks like we're getting ready to have our coin toss here at the 50th Boomer Captains, who were named before the game last week. Cooper Littall, Kason Bourne, Ryan Douglas Fisher, as well as Luke Parkhurst will represent as for Dodge City. And will be Alan Flores, as well as Dylan Sonde, big-time linebacker for them, being a captain. They've got Brian Ozeta, the senior free safety, and as well receiver Cooper Spear, the senior. So for seniors there for Dodge City doing the coin toss. Dodge City wearing the home red uniforms, got the red jerseys, the white pants, the white trimming on the jerseys, white numbers and text. For the Boomers, wearing those clean all whites, I would call them, that we saw last week, have the black numbers and text on those, and the helmets all black, got the W on one side, the numbers on the other in white. So good looking uniforms there. See how the results of the coin toss go. Last week, Guyman won the toss to Furr. The Boomers started on offense. That led kind of to that first safety. So we'll see how the Boomers play it if they do win the toss this week. Pretty good little road crowd as well. Turned out, got the band with us, made the trip, Daisy Crockett and her group.
A band, cheerleaders, dance team. I know there's a small little pep club over there. Hopefully as we get some new buses, that pep club will grow a little bit. I know that's part of the issue is transportation.
Yeah.
So.
And that's well on its way. We, heard some of those activity buses kind of maybe rolling in through the winter time. We got the luxury of a new Suburban today,
oh, man.
So it was very nice.
It felt good. It was nice and comfortable. And
our
smelled new.
TV, yes. Chris Godwin didn't treat it too rough, I'll say that. All right.
Looks like the Dodge City won and chose to receive.
Okay, so the Boomers will kick it off to start this one. We'll see that defense to begin the game. Ely, you're down there on the sideline. How's kind of the feeling over there on the Boomer sideline? These guys anxious? They fired up? What do we got?
Well, first thing I'll tell you is it's glad to hear you guys now. The band's been going crazy out here.
Yeah, they were able to hear nothing. They were drowning us out, yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of clear that Woodward knows that this is their first game. And they know that their first game, they made a lot of mistakes early on with those jitters y'all have been talking about. And it seems as though they're calm today. They know they should have won last game, so I think they're going to try to do their best to keep their calm this game and come out here and get a win.
Absolutely. So we'll see how that turns out. We mentioned those question marks in the starting lineup as far as who's replacing Trey at left tackle, those outside linebacker spots. But we'll get to answer those defensive questions first. It looks like returning deep for the Red Demons will be aimed to be the senior.
I like this. You know, we talked about, you know, how well the defense played last week and need a spark early and all that kind of stuff. Well, they're actually playing into our bread and butter and hopefully give us that spark. Ely hit the nail in the coffin last week where, you know, he said the defense really needs to step up, get everything going. And I think they did that last week. And now they have a perfect opportunity to do that this week.
Well, especially, you know, some of those highlight plays they made, not only defensively, but special teams. Had Cooper Latal get the only touchdown with that big punt return. You blocked an extra point, so you were able to affect the game not only on that defense side, but on the special team side. Ryan Douglas Fisher doing the duties for the Boomers as he'll put his tee at his own 40. 12 minutes on the clock, and everybody set, ready to roll on a beautiful Friday night in Dodge. The officials taking one final check with both special teams units. Make sure everybody's in place, has the numbers. They say we're all good there. Get back to the sidelines. And the whistle. Ryan Douglas Fisher jogs the ball, puts it into the air, end over end. That one going to be a little short of the returner. Actually going to be fielded by Cooper Spear, who will take it at the 25. Has a bit of a hole out to the 30, far side to the 40, 45. Clocked out of bounds by Ryan Douglas Fisher. Ooh, got a late flag. Looked like Cooper Latal maybe been on the contact as well. So this might hurt the Boomers with a penalty after the hit.
Yeah, I think that was, I mean, you can consider that taunting. I think, you know, you kind of got to let kids play a little bit. Ryan got a little excited, looked at the ball carrier after that big hit. So I think that's what the unsportsmanlike is going to be here.
So not necessarily a late hit, but maybe more of a taunt.
Right.
So it is against the Boomers, and that will give Dodge City plus territory to begin the ball game, as they had marked Spear out of bounds at the 47, his own 47. And they will mark off the yards, putting it in the Boomer territory inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. So Dodge City begins their offensive possession, 1st and 10 on the Boomer 39. 11:52 to go in the first quarter as we are just underway. This will be Flores under center for the Red Demons. They're in that wing set. Now some motion, putting the tight end to the other side. Quick handoff in the backfield. Spear, and he goes a couple yards forward and then chopped down quickly by Mason Bourne. Just a gain of a few. Sits up. They gave him a little bit more than. Oh, okay, backed up. They were all the way up to the 35. They backed it up to the 37, so a gain of 2.
When he started walking up,
yeah,
I was like, I don't think it'll quite that far, but you know, great job by Mason. You know, coming out as a safety, recognizing what was going on. He flew in there and got a hard hit on it too.
We talked to him on the coaches show. He said he loves to get downhills. 2nd and 8 for Dodge City on their second play motion. They'll hand off to the big fullback up the gut. He's got a hole to the 25 and finally taken down again by Mason Bourne. Looked like Dominique Gordon maybe as well in on the tackle at the 22 on that carry for Dodge City. Look to be changing lineup just a bit on us. Hold on. We'll get there. It is a Dodge City 1st down. Gain of 16. And that was Ryan Gonzalez, the fullback senior. It's 1st and 10 for Dodge City inside the Boomer 25. And again, they try to go to Gonzalez. This time, though, plugged up in the backfield. Boomers read that one.
On the carry.
And able to plug them up for, looks like no gain.
Again, that's, you know, the Boomers, again, have to be paying attention to in this offense where you have, you know, 3 different options of what's going to happen, and really a 4th because if the quarterback wants to pull it back and, you know, throw it when you think he's running. You've got to be paying attention and not do too much.
Flores in the gun, so they get back from under center. 2 receivers to the far, 1 to the near. The near goes in motion. Now Flores rolls to the near far side, breaks a couple tackles, gets inside the 15, down to the 14. It looks like maybe the 13. So a quick scramble. You had mentioned that in the pregame. They're going to roll him a little bit. He might try to pass, but that time he keeps it and gets a solid gain, makes it 3rd and 1.
And that's what, again, that's what makes this offense so tough. Is even when looks like it's a called pass play, it looks like he's going to take off. He might move over 2 or 3 yards and then, throw it downfield.
9:50 to go in the first quarter. Flores back under center on 3rd and 1. Just going to QB sneak it himself. Does get the first down, trying to drag guys to the 10, and we'll see if they get him the forward progression. They got him to the 11 before the Boomers dragged him back. So another gain for Flores. Another first down for the Red Demons. Only gain of a few, but that's all they do. So Flores once again under center, and that wing set. Tight end is Kisner on the left side. Down back, Gonzalez. Snap, handoff, this time the end around. Hole opens up into the end zone. Go the Red Demons. That one, Alan Rodriguez found the hole, and he scores. Dodge City on the board with their first drive.
Like you said, again, found the hole. There wasn't a
fireworks. Actually,
well, that kind of caught me off guard. I was looking around. There wasn't really a huge hole, and where he initially wanted to go. The Boomers filled that spot, but he quickly recognized and popped it out a little bit to the left and walked in from there.
So with 9:22 remaining in the first quarter, Dodge City takes the first lead of the ball game, first points of the game. On to kick for the Red Demons, and that up and good by Cruz Rios. So look at your Just Well scoreboard. Dodge City leads 7-0 in the first quarter. 9:22 remaining. Just Well Chevrolet. Don't forget to visit them in Shattuck, where honesty is not just a word, it's how they drive every deal. Go to justwellchevrolet.com or call them at 580-938-2122. Again, Just Well Chevrolet, powering Boomer Sports all season long. Your scoreboard sponsor. So the Boomers after that now have a chance to respond on offense. Dodge City in total 6 plays, going just 39 yards. Did start with that short field and took advantage of it.
And really, that's kind of one of those things, because in this offense, they're going to pick up yards. You just want to keep those yards to, really 3, 4, 5 yards at the pop, at the most. And then when you get a chance to line a scrimmage or knock them back, you do that. But whenever you're already pushed, whenever they've only got 35 yards to go, it doesn't take much for them to get back on your heels and allow them to pick up more yards each play.
And Ely, you had mentioned in the pregame about, those elaborate blocking schemes. You played in an offense like this where you're under center, you're in that flex bone, you're in that wing. Once you give those guys that space to set up those blocks, it's tough, as Eric's mentioning, to get that forward push, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing with like a flex bone and the triple option. If you block it right, it's hard to stop regardless, even if you know it's coming. So Woodward's just got to stay on their toes and be ready for those switching of play styles that they're going to have.
And Rios with the kickoff for Dodge City. Returners, it looks like Colt Moore going to be one instead of Cooper Latal tonight. Moore gets the return just inside the 20 and able to get a few yards forward, but not much before he's taken down. So the Boomers will start with the ball at, looks like, their own 23-yard line tonight.
The big thing tonight is, how are we going to be as far as starting each play? That's one thing I think with the snapping struggles we had last week. So much of our offense is around timing. So when you got wide receivers coming across for jet sweeps and things like that, but if the timing is thrown off, it throws the whole play off.
Cash Carter starts in the pistol. 2 receivers to the near, 2 to the far. Parkhurst back behind him and goes in motion. Douglas Fisher snap a bit high. Carter corrals it, pulls it down, looking to throw it, and just ultimately going to throw it away, knowing there wasn't much there. So save some wash yardage. 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Boomers after the incompletion. So that one kind of answers just a touch hot, not over the head, but he had to bat down. And again, the timing, right?
Yeah, and I think that was supposed to be a jet sweep to Douglas. I think that was really because of the high snap. Ryan's already running across the quarterback, You know, so now Cash just has to figure out what he's going to do with it.
9:13 remains first quarter. Boomers trail 7-0, but had the ball at their own 23. Carter in the pistol again. Two receivers to the far, one to the near. Man in motion is Colt Moore near side. Clean snap, back to pass, looking over the middle. That pass high over the head of Ryan Douglas Fisher, who was slanting towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I think there was some miscommunication. It looked like Cash was talked to a receiver thinking he was going to cut in across the field, and he never did.
Looked like maybe Cash thought, okay, a bit more of a streak up the middle from Douglas Fisher there. So 3rd and 10 for the Boomers. 9:09 remains first quarter. Carter again in the gun. Behind him, Luke Parkhurst trips to the far side. Near side is Colt Moore, the single receiver. Carter with the snap, rolls to that far side, looking to pass. Again, throws it short. This time connects with Douglas Fisher. Back at the original line of scrimmage, but boy, Dodge City all over him and making a clean tackle in the open field there was Fabian Ortiz, the sophomore.
And that may have been a little one of those situations, trying to do a little too much. I think Ryan hesitated. He saw a little bit of an opening, tried to make a move, and unfortunately, with a defense as quick as what Dodge City is showing us tonight so far, you're not going to be able to make those extra moves.
They did give Douglas Fisher some forward progress, a gain of 3 in total, they said. Still 4th and 7 for the Boomers. Douglas Fisher on for the punt. Standing near his own 10. Clean snap, kind of holding it, waiting. Now does. Bit of a rubbing style punt. That one a line drive. Dodge City lets it roll. Cooper Lataga will be the first to be on it and downs it right in front of the 30-yard line. Looks like they'll mark him right at that 30. So Dodge City will have a 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line with 8:14 remaining first quarter. They do lead 7-0. I thought that was at the 31.
I thought it was 31 right too, and then he marked it. I was like, okay, well, we'll take it.
We'll take the extra yard.
I honestly like the way that developed, because Dodge City there for a second. I don't know if you kind of paid attention. It looked like they were worried he was going to take off.
Yeah.
And he got to almost the line of scrimmage before he booted it. And so because of that, it really kind of threw them off, and they had to just kind of let it go.
The Red Demons start this drive in the shotgun as Flores sees trips to the near side, one to the far side. Running back is Hernandez, and a flag comes in at the snap. Should be a false start on Dodge City. I'll back him up. And that is the call. So the Red Demons backing up to begin their drive.
Looked like Rafael Ojeda, sophomore, kind of got a little excited with the drop one of our guys, and before the snap even came off, he was almost on the ground.
We mentioned their nerves potentially a factor. Saw it there. So 1st and 15 for the Red Demons. 8:13 to go in the first quarter. They do lead 7-0 over the Boomers. Flores again of the gun, trips the near one to the far side in the backfield. Hernandez, and Flores looking to pass, trying to go deep, and a couple of Boomers tripped themselves up. Might have had a chance at the pick as the throw was a bit short, intended for a man, Jaden Tanicho, and it looked like Arnold and
Luke Talley
tripped each other up, both in the right spot, just kind of didn't see each other.
It looked like maybe Luke slipped a little bit. Whenever Luke slipped, Talley kind of stumbled over him. And honestly, I think Talley probably might have had that picked if he didn't.
They were in good spots.
But that's what you got to do, is you just got to capitalize when they make a mistake. Now they're forcing them to throw.
2nd and 15 under center is Flores. They'll pitch it out in the backfield. The Boomers trying to wrap him up back at the 20. Spin him forward near back the line of scrimmage, as on the carry there was Bryson Unzeta. And the Boomers had him initially at the 20, but he fought forward to the 25, which is the original line of scrimmage. No gain.
Yeah, Brody Providence actually got his hand on him in the backfield, and he was the first one to kind of start tripping him up, and then Kason Bourne came in there and finished him off.
So 3rd and 15 for Dodge City. The Boomers this time backing the Red Demons up. 7:33 remaining first quarter. Red Demons on top 7-0 over the Boomers. Flores in the gun, has trips bunched near side, one to the far side. Back to pass on 3rd and 15. Under pressure, Mason Arnold got a hit. Flores escapes, now looking to pass over the middle. That one broken up, though, and Dominique Gordon, the freshman, coming up with a nice play.
And in the backfield, they still, even though he escaped that initial sack, Kason Bourne and company made him pay still, because he took another shot right as he threw the ball. great job by the Boomer defense. So that's exactly what you got to do is, you know, that false start put the Red Demons back on their heels a little bit. It allowed the Boomers to really kind of pin their ears back and go at them.
So 4th and 15 for Dodge City. They will be punting. It looks like Flores the punter tonight as well for the Red Demons. Back to return.
Cooper Littall.
Is Cooper Littall, who was the return last week. 7:17 to go in the first quarter. Low punt from Flores, a bouncer, maybe a return available for Littall. Picks it up at the 45, fights forward to the 50, and dropped there by 3 Red Demons. Decent little return, and it will set up the Boomers at midfield. That defensive stand by the Boomers brought to you by Pioneer, corporate sponsor. Unleash tomorrow's potential with Pioneer Fiber Internet and get speed and reliability. Surf, stream, and stay connected with Pioneer Fiber, powering the Boomers' defensive stands all season long. So Woodward takes it back over. 7:09 to go. They do trail 7-0 in the first quarter. Cash Carter in the pistol. Motions the man, Douglas Fisher. They hand off inside to Parkhurst. He fights forward for 4 and gets brought down there. They actually marked at the 49 initially, so it's only a gain of 3. Still 2nd and 7.
Tackle on the play by number 10 Dylan Simon and number 20.
I like, you know, really the Boomers tried to do their own little misdirection there, where it looked like he was going to get him on the sweep, get Ryan Douglas on the sweep coming across, and then hand it off to Parkhurst. You know, and that's one of those situations too where, you know, that's probably within a read type of play where Cash could also pull it in and take off himself.
We saw him do that a couple times last week, out of necessity, and it worked. So 2nd and 7 for the Boomers. Carter in the pistol again. 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far side. It's called Moore. He's in motion. Snap taken. Handoff to Moore on the end around. Has a bit of a hole up to the 40. A good block downfield inside the 40. Parker is the lead blocker, and it's a first down for the Boomers as they get to the 38.
Man, that block by Parker was almost a huge block because, you know, if Colt was able to recognize that and make a little bit of a cut, he may have been gone because there was nobody between that guy and, but unfortunately he made a little bit of a move which allowed somebody to come in from behind him.
Boomers do get their first down of the game. 6:03 to go in the first quarter. They trail 7-0, but are on the drive at the Dodge City 38. Carter comes out in the pistol. 2 receivers to the far, 2 to the near. Man, the backfield is Parkhurst. Cooper Littall, the nearest receiver. Now he goes in motion across formation. Snap taken. This time Carter going to try to keep it himself, and he's plugged up in the backfield. The Red Demons collide with him at the 40 and bring him down.
Great job by Dodge City. Of course, they got a little bit better view that close, but I bet on it. I was following Cooper going across the field, thinking that the handoff was made. You know, so.
And that's one of those in film. You go back, your Carter say, I might have been able to hand that one off because there was some space outside.
But you know, overall, the timing for this Boomer offense on this drive has been a whole lot better than we've seen all last game and even on the first series.
So 2nd and 12 for the Boomers at the Dodge City 40. 5:10 remaining first quarter. They trail 7-0. Carter in the pistol. Bit of a high snap. Does hand it off inside to Parkhurst. Again, though, Dodge City all over, breaking through the line. That time was Cade Barnett, the senior linebacker, and he'll tackle Parkhurst back at the 41. So a loss of another yard brings up 3rd and 13.
Well, they gave us a yard on the punt earlier to Dodge City. Now they take it away because I felt like he was at the 40 there. So.
Yeah, maybe not quite the 41, but not the 40 for sure, about 40 and a half.
Yeah.
So 4:35 remains first quarter. Boomers trail 7-0 at the Dodge City 40, they say. 3rd and 12. Carter in the pistol, trips to the far side, and a whistle and a flag and a false start on the Boomers before the snap. So snap was clean. It looked like Carter was attempting to roll out to that far side.
Yeah, not really sure who that false start went to.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So that backs him up to the 46. Makes it 3rd and 17. And it looks like, as far as taking over for Trey Oyasarode this week, is Corvin Smarco left out. So that answers that question. So 3rd and 17 for the Boomers. Got to get to the Dodge City 28 as Carter in the pistol. Running back behind him, Parkhurst, trips to the far, 1 to the near. Carter with the snap, rolling to that far side, looking to pass, still rolling, has time, trying to load up, takes a deep floater, has Cooper Littall, but pressure underneath, and it's picked off as this throw just a bit short. Jonathan Bone comes up with it for Dodge City, the junior, and he'll be down at about the 11, the 10-yard line. It's an interception on 3rd and 17 for the Boomers. That being said, basically kind of an arm punt.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately, it hurts the stat a little bit, but it's the same thing. You know, that's really, if you throw an incomplete there, you probably couldn't get a punt to the, you know, that close. So you got to kind of take it for what it is. But it looked like maybe Cash, really, if Cash could have cleared the defender, you know, that would have been, you know, touchdown. But unfortunately, the ball slipped and sailed on him a little bit.
That it did. So 1st and 10 for the Red Demons. 4:14 remaining in the first quarter. As is Flores under center at his own 10-yard line. You know, keeping himself on a bit of a end around and gets forward for a few yards up to the 15. No, they say the 16, almost the 17. A good quick carry by Flores. So that brings up a 2nd and 3, a long 3, they say, for Dodge City. Guy gets to the 20.
Brady Providence is, you know, really doing a great job of getting in the backfield and kind of forcing Flores to do some things tonight.
It's good to see Brody get a little bit more action this week. Got a little bit last week, but more in the lineup. Flores with the quick bubble out to the near side of the Boomers, all over that. Maybe Cooper Spear only a short gain, if any.
Yeah, Mason Bourne recognized that play, and he was already cutting in to make a play before the pass was even thrown, and then Casey Bourne came in and finished off the play.
So 3rd and 3 for Dodge City with 3:14 remaining first quarter. They do lead 7-0 over the Boomers, but face this 3rd and short. Flores under center, 2 wing backs, a fullback behind him. Man goes in motion, they hand it off. No, he fakes the handoff, has a rollout. Space has the first down to the 20, to the 25, breaks the tackle to the 30, and drug out of bounds past the 35-yard line up to the 38. And kind of a really nice old school naked boot by Dodge City.
Yeah, again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. The Boomers got to not allow those big plays. They can give up those 2, 3, 4 yards here and there, you know, but allowing somebody to kind of break out like that, it was just one of those situations where they thought the ball was handed off, and he kept it and went around the corner.
And now we got a timeout taken by Coach O'Neill and the Red Demons. Wanted to talk it over at 2:57 remaining in the first quarter as they lead 7-0. And Ely, you kind of alluded to this. Even when you know it's coming sometimes, it's tough to stop that flex bone. It looked like the Boomers maybe just clamped down a little too hard, selling out on the handoff on that play.
Yeah, that was a good fake, though. I mean, it faked me. I was watching I thought we had to stop in the backfield, and then all of a sudden I see the quarterback, you know, leaking out around the sideline. But I'll just say after the first defensive drive the Boomers had, Coach Kent Gordon pulled the defense to the side and talked to him a little bit. He saw that second drive, so I would look for some better defense here after that.
So Coach Gordon challenged him a little bit after that first drive. And Eric, we saw the response on Dodge City's second drive with a good series by the Boomers.
Yeah, and I think that says something to the trust that the Boomers have in Coach Gordon and his staff, and understanding that, you know, they are a defensive have a defensive mindset as a staff, and they know what they're talking about. And so when they, you know, pull him to the side, talk to him, kind of say, hey, you know, we missed something here. Let's do this a little bit differently. They're going to answer, you know, and they're going to come out and do better.
Folks, for your best lawn, porch, or patio, M&D Enterprises and the Lawnmower Shop are your people. They carry everything you need to make your greenscape that little piece of heaven you have always dreamed of. Have locations in Woodward, Canton, and Weatherford. Check out M&D Enterprises and Lawnmower Shop, powering Boomer Sports all season long. So, 1st and 10 for the Red Demons out of the timeout at their own 38. Under center, Flores, man in motion. This time, a fumble. It gets knocked out of his hands. The Boomers trying to pick it up. Who fell on it? They were saying the Boomers may have, or the Boomers believe they did. Who got it? It was knocked out of Flores' hands as he reached out for a handoff. And the Boomers do indeed come up with the turnover.
Recovered by number 25.
Yeah, I'm trying.
They say they give it to Noah Boren on the recovery. I didn't see him in there.
Yeah, I didn't see. I think Kaysen was actually Boren. It was either Kaysen Boren or Bowen Morton on the recovery, but you know that was Mason Arnold who recognized that and kind of stuck his paw in there to you know deflect the pitch.
So the Boomers take over at the Dodge City 33, 1st and 10. 2:49 remains first quarter. They trail 7-0. Man goes in motion. They hand it off to him as Cooper Littall gets to the 30, fights forward to the 33. Decent gain on the end around handoff. Jet sweep, if
Number
you
12, Bryson Yeshweta.
Littall able to squeeze 5 out of it. And the Boomers, you know, that sweep, Eric, it could be very good if you got those lead blocks out ahead, especially at that far side of the field.
Well, you know, again, as well as timing. You know, again, we've had good snaps. Now you're seeing this timing-based offense work really well, and you know, the Boomers just seem a lot more settled down and just playing their assignments.
So 2nd and 5, Carter in the gun, one receiver to the near, 2 to the far. The handoff inside to Parkhurst, and again, Dodge City just blowing it up in the backfield. Every time the Boomers have tried to hand it off, Dodge City has been on top of it. Parkhurst only gets to 30, so a loss of,
number 10, Dylan Sunday.
they back him up a little bit.
2 yards loss
3,
on the
2
play.
yards, they say. So 3rd and 7. So now you get back into more of that 3rd and long situation. They've got marked at the 30. Boomers need to get to the 23-yard line for the first. Minute 30 remaining in the first quarter. They trail 7-0 to the Red Demons. Carter in the pistol. 2 receivers to the far, 1 to the near. Man in the backfield is Parkhurst. Handoff, roll to the near side. Carter looking towards man. High catch by Colt Moore, and he brings it down, snagged it. Unfortunately,
A little short.
just a yard short, it looks like, of the stick as he gets at the 24 and goes out of bounds, but a strike from Cash Carter.
Now here's a question: Are we gonna kick it? We've seen the leg. We know what it can do whenever, you know, things are working well. But you know, really, you go for this and you don't make it. You still got them backed up, and your defense is playing well. So let's just go for it.
The Boomers are indeed doing it. 4th and 1 from the Dodge City 24, minute 18 remaining first quarter. Boomers trail 7-0. Carter in the pistol. 2 receivers to the far, man in motion goes Douglas Fisher. They fake the handoff to him. Carter takes it himself. Did he get to the stick? Ooh, got stood up. It might be just a touch short. Dodge City saying, ooh.
I really think they gave him a bad spot. I feel like he got a little bit more forward progress than they're giving him.
This looks like maybe a half-yard short. And it is. Turnover on downs by the Boomers. Dodge City standing up Cash Carter on the keeper, and that looked like the right decision, Eric. Dodge City just able to close in on him.
Yeah, and again, I felt like he had a little bit more forward progress than what they got him at. Where's the review? Can we
throw the flag? Yeah.
Throw the red flag out there. But, you know, again, right decision either way. You've got him backed up. Defense is playing well. You know, put him back. Let's go at him again and hope try to force another turnover.
So Dodge City retakes it with a minute 13 to go in the first quarter at their own 29-yard line, and now trying to get it to Spear on the tight formation under center. He fights forward to the 30, so marking a gain of 6 on first down.
Good job by Spear just to follow his blockers, not try to do too much. Kind of slipped in there and got as much as he could.
That agile offensive line we talked about, not the biggest guys, but ones that are going to move quick. You're seeing that early for Dodge City on these blocking schemes. 2nd and 4, down to 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. Flores, quick handoff underneath as they go out to Alan Rodriguez. He breaks a few tackles, gets to the 45, to the 50, and busts a big one before he's knocked out of bounds. And again, that time just following the blocks, making a couple guys blow by him, and Rodriguez with a big game.
Yeah, you know, honestly, the Boomer coaching staff, you know, they're recognizing what's going to happen. I could hear, you know, through Ely's mic that, you know, Coach Gabe Gordon was yelling at Brody saying, you know, watch, watch, watch. And Brody was in the backfield, but unfortunately, you know, Dodge City was able to recognize, cut it up. He cut it up in a little bit, was able to pick up the yardage.
So mark it a 22-yard gain for Rodriguez. Dodge City 1st and 10 at the Boomer 48. Handoff inside by Flores as they give it to the big fullback, Gonzalez.
Ryan Gonzalez on the carry.
I wish this, you know, if you're listening, go back and watch this tomorrow. Reese Durkee just grabbed him and pulled him down. Reese Durkee, freshman, awesome job right there just to grab him, pull him down, solo tackle.
And the quarter down to 3 seconds. Dodge City, we'll see if they snap it. They do right before the end of the quarter. Back to pass is Rios. Have the man in the flat. That's caught near the 40. Cutting up the field to the 30 and finally dragged down inside the 30. Near the 25. It was Bryson Unzeta with the quick catch and run on the near side. And another first down for Dodge City as it looks like they mark them to, that would be the 27-yard line, a gain of 21 on the quick hitter. And that's how we bring the first quarter to the close. Woodward trailing the Red Demons 7-0 here in Dodge City, Kansas. We'll step aside and come back with the second quarter. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
At Bank of Western Oklahoma, we've been a cornerstone of the community since 1908. Being locally owned and operated, we understand the values and the culture that define Western Oklahoma. From supporting local farmers to helping small businesses thrive, we take pride in offering personalized banking solutions that reflect our deep understanding of Western Oklahoma. Discover the difference of a bank that's been by your side for generations. Western Oklahoma. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Feel safe and secure with Arlo Wireless Outdoor Camera. Available. Arlo offers top-notch protection, crystal clear video quality, rain or shine. Monitor your home from anywhere with remote smartphone access. Whether you're at home or on the go, Arlo keeps you connected to what matters most. Trust Arlo and Pioneer to keep your home safe and secure. Visit GoPioneer.com to get your Arlo wireless cameras today.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's longest-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire, at 2220 Main in Woodward.
Looks like Dodge City. Hold on a minute. There's a flag on the field. Dodge City immediately to start the second quarter connected on a pass from Flores to Cooper Spear, who tiptoed down the sideline on the near side into the end zone, but a flag might bring this one back. As it was 1st and 10 at the Boomer 27 on the snap. We'll see what the flag is. It looks like Dodge City is backing up, so Spears' touchdown is negated.
I don't have my cheat sheet. I didn't see exactly what that call was.
I think maybe a crackback as far as block. We'll see how far they back him up. So a touchdown negated by Dodge City due to the penalty.
And now they're going to lose 2, 3.
Okay, so maybe didn't see a false start call or anything.
No, I think it was some kind of blocking penalty.
So it was okay. So you only lose 3 because it was spot of the foul, obviously, which was a little further up down the field. So 1st and 13 for the Red Demons. As Flores back to pass, looking over the middle. Ooh, a tight window, but got it there. That one almost broken up by Kason Bourne, but gets completed to Elijah Weber, the junior, just able to catch it and fall. Decent gain on second down, makes it 2nd and 2.
Got a Boomer shaking up about the 40.
Timeout.
So we do have a timeout for that, and it's Mason Arnold, I believe.
Matt Harrington's coming out there to...
Or excuse me, Austin Rowland, the junior. So they'll check on Mr. Rowland there. And boy, that was a tight window where for that throw to go into, and somehow Flores got it in.
Yeah, absolutely. A great job by the receiver, too, to recognize the low ball and go down and get it. You know, honestly, yeah, the Boomer defense is allowing some yards, but, you know, overall, even on that play, you know, they had Flores in the backfield and they almost got him down. You know, he just made a play. And when they make a play, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You just got to line back up, go at him again.
So Rowland able to shake it off, get back to the sideline under his own power there. Good to see that. Hey, Smith & Co. is Oklahoma's real estate and land auction expert. Smith & Co. is your #1 choice for all your land auctions and real estate needs. Call them at 580-254-3975 or email Ira at smithandcorealestate.com. Smith & Co. Auction, really powering Boomer Sports all season. Flores under center, 2nd and 2 for the Red Demons, and a handoff this time. They'll give it to Rios. Rodriguez able to fight down to the 11-yard line before he's tackled, and it is a first down for the Red Demons, gain 8.
Brody Providence in on that tackle again, as well as sophomore Kingston Phillips.
Mentioned Kingston a little bit in the pregame. He might see just a touch of time. It's first and 10 for the Red Demons after the game. They can get first goal at about the 1 as they're at the 11. Again, Flores goes under center, puts a man in motion, fakes the handoff, looking for the pass. The Boomers able to swallow him up in the backfield and take him down. Looks like they were trying to hit a goal line fade a bit to Elijah Weber. Well covered by Dominique Gordon, and it's a sack by the Boomer defense.
24, Kingston Phillips, and number 44, Bowen Morton.
They gave it to Kingston Phillips. Bowen Morton. Trip Bates was also in there on the play. So, again, great job. And that's the perfect example. The Boomers not trying to do too much. Let's just see where the ball is at and go for the ball. And like you said, great job by Dom Gordon on the far side in the coverage, and everybody else just collapsed to the ball.
Dodge City facing a 2nd 13, 10:25 remaining in the first half. In the gun they go. Flores surrounded there by Gonzalez. Flanked, I should say. In motion goes Spear, and a whistle and a flag.
Delay
the game. So we got the play clock ran down to 0. So Dodge City, after giving up the sack, now the penalty, they're back to 2nd and 18. Boy, if the Boomers can bend but not break here, that'd be a good sign again for this defense. 10:15 remains in the half as Dodge City looking to extend their lead from 7-0 to 14-0. Flores in the gun, 2 receivers to the far, flanker on the near on the 2nd and 18. Back to passes. Flores immediately faces pressure from Bowen Morton, and that's, or they say it's a live ball. Saw a flag come in from the far side. They say incomplete.
I think
might be an intentional grounding.
I think they're going to get an intentional grounding on that.
There's nobody in the area as he tried to throw that.
I think there was supposed to be somebody in the area, but that Boomer defense got to him way too quick, and there was nobody there.
Looked like Bowen Morton was almost untouched with how fast he got there.
Oh, nope, sideline warning against Woodward.
That is an interesting call.
The only thing I can think of is, again, and Ely, you may have seen it, was it the Boomer staff wanting the intentional grounding, and they...
No, it's a sideline warning for too many players too close to the field.
Okay, so they're calling more on the player side rather than the coaches leaking out. Which is interesting. So ultimately, an incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 18 with 9:45 remaining. Clock should be stopped if they run it. 9:40 remaining in the half. Dodge City leads 7-0, trying to score again. Flores with another pass out to the flat to Gonzalez. This time, though, Boomer beats him and they take him down. But boy, Gonzalez drug a Boomer there. Luke Talley, who held on for dear life, did a good job. But man, Gonzalez kid is strong.
Yeah, but the Boomers are doing a much better job of recognizing, the play as it develops and, putting themselves in the right position. Yeah, Dodge City has picked up some big plays, and, they did have a touchdown call back, but overall, I think the Boomer defense is doing a much better job of, playing into what Dodge City has given.
Just a gain of 5, 4th and 13. Dodge City lining up to go for it from the Boomer 15. Flores in the gun, trips to the near, 1 to the far. Back to pass again. Looking to that near side, looking towards the end zone for a Spear. Was he out of bounds? No, they say a touchdown. I don't know if I saw a foot get down, but they say he connected and caught in the back of the end zone by Cooper Spear on the strike from Alan Flores.
Yeah, I think his back foot actually came down. I was ready for the firework that time.
Yeah.
I think that the back foot was actually the one that came down. From our angle, it looked like the front foot hadn't come down yet until it went out of bounds, but I think the back foot was able to come down.
So Dodge City connects on a big 4th down play. As they line up for the extra point, it's Rios to Spear for a 15-yard strike.
Getting the extra point. Number 22.
Extend their lead, 8:49 remaining in the half.
Number 7, Mason Bell.
And on for the extra point again is Cruz Rios. That extra point up and through So Dodge City able to make it 14-0 over the Boomers on our Just Well Chevrolet scoreboard. Just Well Chevrolet in Shattuck is where honesty is not just a word, it's how they drive every deal. Visit justwellchevrolet.com or call them 580-938-2122. And Great Plains Bank, heritage, trust, respect, those are the things that make Great Plains Bank great. With deep roots across Oklahoma and Texas, they are in touch with the communities in which they work and live. Great Plains Bank, sponsored Boomer Sports, powered Boomer Sports all season long.
Tyler, on that touchdown, that's one of those I wish we had the instant replay because it felt like, the Boomers have done a great job of getting in the backfield. Even in a pass situation, they've rushed the quarterback, they've gotten in there, they've forced bad passes. It was almost like they knew, hey, this is going to be a pass play. They didn't put as much aggression into it on the front line. They just kind of got that first little push and then they stood up. And I wish, the Boomer defense would have continued going after Flores and tried to disrupt him a little bit more.
And to the Boomers secondary, they did have 2 DBs in the area. That was a really tight window.
That was a heck of a throw.
That Flores was able to put it in. It's not a gimme by any means.
But, when he's had more pressure, he hasn't made as good a throws. Right. So continue putting pressure on him.
So a total of a 12-play drive for Dodge City at 176 yards on the kick here, a bit short. Ryan Douglas Fisher fields it off a hop inside his own 20. Cuts up to the 25, trying to fight forward instead. Wisely goes out of bounds just before the 30.
Ryan Douglas Fisher on the return.
So the Boomers will take over 1st and 10 with 8:42 remaining in the half at their own 29-yard line. See if the offense could get into that flow. Saw some progression last time out, and the last couple drives really just now you got to try to finish them. So the Cash Carter leading the offense onto the field.
And if you're Cash, you made a mistake earlier through that interception. Settle down. Just you're only 2 scores down. You got plenty of game. Settle down. And just run your offense.
Carter in the pistol, 2 receivers to the near, 2 to the far. They hand it off inside to Cooper Latala, who's at running back, and he gets again blown up in the backfield. That Dodge City Red Demon defensive line is just sniffing out these run plays, and it's a big loss for the Boomers. Back to the 25, loss 4.
Yeah, and just watching the body language down there, it looked like there may have been some miscommunication on what the play was actually supposed to be and how it was supposed to run. It really came out awkward out of Cash's hand, like Latala wasn't in the right place.
So 2nd and 14 with 8:05 remaining in the half. Boomers trail 14-0. Carter in the pistol, back to pass, looking near side. Now resets his feet, cuts back to the far side, running away from pressure, trying to turn to left field, gets upfield to the 25, back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard or 2 before being shoved out. They say a 2-yard gain.
Adrian Cruz slow to get up in the backfield.
Yeah, kind of clutching his back a touch, maybe get a little bit folded over. But does get up. And it's staying out there for now. So it makes it 3rd and 12 for Woodward at their own 25. Clock stop at 7:56. Remaining in the first half as they trail 14-0. Sun started to sit over Memorial Stadium here at Dodge City. As Carter in the pistol yet again, trips to the near side, 1 to the far side, man in the backfield, punt first. Snap taken by Carter, looking to the near side to pass. Facing pressure, now has to just get rid of it. And that was close to being a sack, but able to just get it out. And it's a 4th down for the Boomers.
Unfortunately, again, Cash is having to run for his life. He's trying to do what he can, but when you've got almost immediately you've got red shirts in the backfield, it's hard to let a play develop.
And I mean, we talked with Greg Roberts on the coaches show. Defensive lines are going to challenge you to stop that extra pressure. They know the offense runs a little bit more of a spread system. So Ryan Douglas Fisher this time on the punt, going to fake it. He has a hole up to the 40. The first down, it gets out of bounds around the 45. So you mentioned it, you kind of keyed on it last time on the punt. Hey, they were kind of sneaking on him, maybe looking him to run, and they stayed home. This time they didn't respect it, and Ryan Douglas Fisher turns on the Jets and gets the first down.
Yeah, and Ely, you had a good view down there, especially the defense from the air angle. It didn't look like the defense was even set because it looked like we snapped it really quick and took off.
Yeah, but it also looks like to me like the coaches give Ryan Douglas Fisher the option. If he thinks he's got a hole to go get the first down, they tell him to go get it, but if not, they tell him to go ahead and kick it. And there he had daylight, so.
High IQ play by the senior. So 1st and 10 for the Boomers, and now a whistle and I believe maybe a timeout. It is taken by Woodward. They were down to 1 on the play clock with 7:43 remaining in the half. They do trail 14-0, but now are trying to drive, have maybe a chance to get some points on the board before halftime due to the Boomers. Compass Athletics, from sports equipment to championship trophies and everything in between. Visit them at 2024 Main Street in Woodward, or give them a call, 580-256-7045. Compass Athletics, powering Boomer sports throughout the season. And guys, I mean, you get the big 4th down, keeper, run by Ryan Douglas Fisher, an 18-yard gain. And now how do you try to find that momentum on this drive, because it looked like Dodge City kind of had your number there on the first few plays.
Y'all hear me?
There we go.
I would look to do the things that Dodge City isn't containing very well. You see they're doing these short passes over the middle of the field, and Dodge City's doing a great job of defending that. So I would try to go opposite of that, try to get the ball outside.
We saw some of those jet sweeps earlier, have some yards. Maybe that's a key. 1st and 10 for the Boomers out of the timeout at their own 45. Carter in the pistol, 2 receivers to the near, 2 to the far, man in the backfield, Parkhurst. 7:43 remains at half. Boomers trail 14-0. Carter takes the snap, back to pass again. Pressure picked up, looking for a deep shot to Douglas Fisher, and able to come down with it inside. Oh, no, just leaked up. Boy,
Man, I thought he had that.
Douglas Fisher with a great adjustment would have had it inside the 20, just couldn't hang on with it through the contact. So he had the one-on-one look, guys, just quite couldn't hook up.
Yeah, maybe that ball, that ball was a little underthrown, but he also put it in a place that allowed Ryan to make an adjustment, make a potential play on the ball. There's one thing that you don't hear about on the radio, but great job by Luke Parkhurst to pick up a blitzer there to allow that throw to happen.
So 2nd and 10 for the Boomers. Man in motion is Cooper Lataw across formation. They give it to him on the in-around sweep. Has some blocking on the outside, trying to find a hole. Does get a few yards forward before being shoved out of bounds. Dragged out of bounds before the 50-yard line. Got maybe a gain of 2 out of that.
Driven out of bounds by number 12, Bryson Usweta.
That's what they give him, a gain of 2, so it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Boomers. 7-12, 7-10 to county, I should say, to go in the half. They do trail 14-0, trying to get into Dodge City territory to the 45 for the first down.
I'd like to see him hit Colt Moore or somebody like that on a curl.
Carter in the pistol, trips to the near, 1 to the far. Parkhurst in the backfield, back to pass again as Carter has time, goes over the middle, looking for Douglas Fisher, connects with him to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Boomers as they get on the board, and Douglas Fisher, Cash Carter connecting over the middle.
Oh, and I think we're going to get an excessive celebration.
Yeah,
I hate
Ryan
that.
Douglas Fisher did the shot put, the clay pigeon, can't quite do that, but still.
But hey,
first offensive touchdown of the season. I mean,
and honestly, great throw by Cash. It was very well defended. Actually, there was a man in the area that looked like he could have knocked it down. But Cash put that in the perfect spot, hit Ryan on the run, and easy touchdown for the Boomers.
It was that deep cross, like I said, what a dot by Carter just over the outstretched hand of the defender. A 53-yard connection. So with 6:42 left in the half, the Boomers trying to cut it to 14-7. And yes, that penalty is going to be against them. The excessive celebration as Ryan Douglas Fisher threw in the air and gave it the clay pigeon shot.
I think we need to put like OU does, the camera in the booth, because I got a little too excited there. I was jumping up and down.
Hey, that was a big play. Nothing wrong with that. So, on for the next point is Douglas Fisher. Snap, ball down, kick is up, and it is off the post. No good.
That's a live ball, isn't it?
Nope. And there's a flag coming late.
That flag made it.
Let's see what this flag is.
I think this one's going to go for us.
So this might go in favor of the Boomers, maybe a retry of the extra point. So the extra point claimed off the right post. As you heard Ely say, this may help us, we'll see. As they were discussing it. So as it stands, 14-6.
He's going to be, but.
Okay.
I think they're going to offset him on the kickoff.
They might.
I think is going to, if they can, elect to try to kick it again.
Yep, and that looks like it's the case. So Ely's on that as Douglas Fisher and the extra team, or special teams, not the extra team, special teams unit back on to try the extra point. Should the refs allow? And that's kind of a discussion with coaches. And now they're bringing them off the field.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're actually going to offset, because I think that was a dead ball personal foul.
Okay.
As was the Boomers on,
so it would have been
the
after the play.
Right. And so that would technically offset because they would both be enforced on the kickoff.
Right. So that's kind of the discussion going on. And Coach Gordon clarifying with that. That's what it sounded like, Ely. Did you hear on that?
Y'all got me?
Yep.
Yeah, Woodward's going to go for 2.
Oh, there.
Oh, okay. So they're going to take the penalty, move it up.
They're going to take the yard.
Yeah, take the yard.
Go for 2 on the 1.
Gotcha. Thank you. So, interesting. Hey.
See, I thought because they were both dead balls, dead ball penalty, but I guess because it was on the defense.
To try for point.
So
the Boomers, yeah, as Ely mentioned, going to go for 2. Cash Carter now back on the field. Ball is at the 1.5. 6:42 remains. First half. Boomers got their first points on a 53-yard touchdown strike. Now going for 2 after a penalty by Dodge City on the initial extra point. Trying to cut the lead to 6 for the Red Demons. As Carter in the pistol, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near man, the backfield, Parkhurst. Man in motion goes Douglas Fisher across formation. They give it to him on the jet sweep, looking to get to the edge, trying to fight forward, but they get him in the backfield. An excellent tackle, trying to identify the number out there in space, and that would be Cordell Howard, the junior, able to just come off the, yeah, it was Cordell Howard able to come off the edge there and just get off the block and drag Douglas Fisher out.
Yeah, I think Ryan had the opportunity to maybe cut it up and, potentially get in a little bit sooner, and he chose to take it further out. Howard recognized that. He was actually about midway into the end zone, recognized that Ryan was going to take it a little bit further out, and he busted forward and was able to get that stop.
So the Boomers able to go 7 plays, 71 yards. They make it, 14-6 on the failed 2-point conversion. 6:42 remaining in the first half under Just Wells Chevrolet scoreboard. Just Wells Chevrolet and Shattuck says, whereas honesty is not just a word, it is how they drive every deal. Visit JustWellsChevrolet.com or call them at 580-938-2122. Just Wells Chevrolet, check, power Boomer Sports. So now the offense, a little life, big connection. The defense going to try to come up with a stop. They've been successful a few times against this Dodge City group, but Dodge City has also found some of those big plays, and that, Eric, is one thing you mentioned. You just got to find a way to limit.
Yeah, and really, I hope that kind of gives the Boomers a little bit of confidence on the offensive side. That was our our biggest play of the year. In the first 2 games, out of 5.5 quarters, that is our best play we've had from scrimmage. So, hopefully that gives the Boomers a little bit of confidence moving forward.
So Ryan Douglas Fisher on for the kickoff, backed up. He'll squib it. Was backed up to his own 25 with that penalty, and diving forward and just laying on the ground was Ryan Gonzalez as he fielded it at his own 37. As where Dodge City begins their drive. 6:52 remains in the half. So, Ely, how do the Boomers prevent some of those big gains in an offense like this, knowing you might see the kitchen sink, if you will? How do you try to limit some of that?
Something I always heard.
Nope, we lost you there for a bit. Make sure you turn towards us.
I think he was.
Well, you go your shoulder and you lose it. So
yeah.
You got to be facing the press box, like completely facing the press box.
Yeah. we see you trying.
Yes,
we
see you trying. Yeah. So the Red Demons take back over, 1st and 10 at their own 37. And Flores will start in the gun. As he drops back to pass, faces pressure immediately. Bone Morgan can't quite get him. Has a man open on the outright, though. It's Spear at the 45. to the 50, to the Boomer 45, and he's struck down by 2 Boomers. Mason Arnold as well as Mason Bourne able to combine for the tackle and pressure initially. Boomers can't quite get him. Flores again bails out the Dodge City offense.
Yeah, good, and good job. Good job by the receiver to kind of slip into the open area. He recognized, you know, the Boomers kind of set back in the zone right there, and he recognized where the open area was and was able to kind of give his quarterback an opportunity to make a throw. Hey, we hear you.
Yeah, we got you. 19-yard pass on the connection from Flores to Spear. 1st and 10 for Dodge City at the Boomer 44. Flores back pass again, takes a shot as he lets it go, and that pass well over the head. And they throw a couple flags. It looks like Dominique Gordon was getting held up.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an offensive.
Might be a rare offensive pass interference. They were both kind of tied up.
Yep.
And yep, that's what it is.
Jason Tinoco.
Ely, you were right in the face of that one. They didn't give Dom a chance on it.
Yeah, we had that one bottled up in number 17, Jaden Tinoco.
Nope.
Lost you get there. Maybe within a range. Maybe you got to be a little bit more centered up. I don't know. Anyways, so as you were trying to mention, Tinoco just wrapped up Dominique Gordon.
And I think that was a great call, because there was, you know, Dominique might have been able to make a play on that.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for the fact that maybe that was what Tinoco was thinking was, you know, our only opportunity here is to, you know, not allow the turnover, you know, by making the penalty and just doing what we can on the next play.
So that
But that's way back there.
It effectively erases the gain they got on the initial first play of the drive, as Dodge City now backed up to their own 41 on a 1st and very, very long. So you got to get to the Boomer 34. There will be a timeout taken by the Boomers. Wanted to talk about this situation with the long 1st down for Dodge City. R5 Custom Embroidery. When you work with R5 Custom Embroidery, you can count on a quick, fun, and enjoyable process with results that consistently exceed your expectations. Go chat with their screen printers about customized apparel. Visit them at 817 Main Street in Woodward, or call them at 580-256-3579. R5 Custom Embroidery, powering Boomer sports all season long. The Nelsons got a few boys on the team, so appreciate the Nelsons at R5. So interesting timeout by the Boomers. Eric, just maybe kind of Coach Gordon telling the guys, I mean, Ely, chip in if you heard it, hey, you know, keep your mind about you in this situation. Basically, don't make that silly mistake.
Well, don't get complacent. You know, you've got them backed up. You know, don't get complacent. Let's just keep going at them. You know, and don't lose focus on what you're supposed to do.
So 1st and 25 for the Red Demons. In the gun, Flores, empty set. Back pass, quick, batted, tipped, almost picked off by Bowen Morton. Had a hand on it at the line of scrimmage and just couldn't juggle it to himself, and it falls harmlessly to the ground.
You know, this is one thing I've noticed several times tonight. It just happened on that play. As soon as the snap comes, Dodge City's getting the initial block, but Boomers are continuing to push, and the Boomers, again, got that second push, and that allowed Bowen to get into the passing lane.
So 2nd and 25. They randomly moved him up here. I don't know why. Flores again, empty set, going for the screenplay this time underneath. Finds his tight end Kistner. Kistner fights forward to the 50, but drugged down there quickly by a couple of Boomers. Casey Bourne, as well as Noah Bourne.
I like to call Mason Arnold. Was really close to being offsides. He was ready to blitz the quarterback there, but you know, great call by Dodge City to recognize that, hey, we're getting a lot of push on them. Let's just let us through, and we'll dump it over the top.
So Adam Kistner with the 8-yard grab makes it 3rd and 16 for Dodge City at the 50. 5:25 remains in the half. They lead 14-6 over the Boomers. Flores again in the gun, trips to the far one to the near, rolls to the far side, looking to pass, avoids a man blitzing, finds another one open on that far side near the Boomer 45. Cutting it back hard is Tabib. Tabib, though, drugged down just short of the 1st down as they kept fighting with them, and it was Mason Bourne laying the hit short of the stick.
That was just a young man trying to do too much, because if Talib was able to just keep going forward, you know, the Boomers missed 4 tackles on that. You know, and if he would have just kept going forward, he would have had the 1st down, but instead he tried to do too much. and backed himself up a good 2 or 3 yards.
Beat with a 13-yard gain, but short of the sticks. 4th and 3 for Dodge City as the clock ticks to 4:35 in the half. The Red Demons line it up to go for it. This time under center goes Flores. Down back is Gonzalez, trying to draw them off sides, and the Boomers maybe a little too excited there. Looks like they jumped. Oof, that is tough. You had them 4th and 3. And yep, they're marking it off, so the Boomers give up the false, or the jump, if you will, on 4th and 3.
The penalty creates a first down
up to
for
the
the Red Demons.
32-yard line and a first down.
That's a tough pill to swallow, but you know, young players are going to make that mistake. You just got to put that in the back of your mind and just move on.
Looks like a timeout taken again by Woodward with 4:27 remaining in the first half as they trail 14-6 to Dodge City. The Red Demons to the Boomer 32 after the first down. Visit Western Drug at 1021 Oklahoma Avenue in Woodward. They've got friendly, caring staff, and a drive-through window is also very convenient. Always excellent service. Call them 580-256-5586. Western Drug, powered through sports all season long. Guys, that's just, like I said, kind of a tough one, you know, to swallow there. So now again, you got mentally reset. We've seen this defense bow up in these shorter situations. We saw it last week against Guyman. They almost succeeded on it on Dodge City's last touchdown.
Yeah, you know, the Boomers just got to continue to, you know, fight the little mistakes whenever there's a mistake. And they've done a pretty good job about that tonight, is when there's been a mistake, they've continued just to do their job, do what they're supposed to do. Ely, what's the feel down there?
Well, it seems like the coach right there was telling them, like, hey, we get the ball after the start of the second half, so they're just trying to get the Dodge City offense off the field and try to milk this clock down and maybe get a tie game going into half.
So 1st and 10 for the Red Demons out of the timeout. Flores in the gun, trips to the near, takes the snap, rolls that near side, looking to pass again. Picked off, Case Bourne. He's racing the other way, 40-yard line and tackled down. And the big linebacker, Case Bourne, on it and connected with the interception, the big man.
And here, you know, this is really, you know, one thing is the Boomers have taken out the Dodge City running game.
Yeah.
The Boomers are forcing them to throw the ball, and that's not their bread and butter. Yeah, they have been able to do it. That's not their bread and butter, and so that's allowed the Boomers to sneak into those passing lanes. And right there, you know, Case Bourne making a huge play.
The Boomers take over at their own 42 with 4:20 remaining in the half. They trail 14-6, just as just as Ely said. The Boomer coach is saying, hey, just find any way to get that stop. In Case Bourne answers in short order. So Cash Carter leading the Boomer offense in the pistol. Trips to the far side. One to the near. Running back is Parkhurst. Their own 42. 4:20 remains in the half. Snap, handoff inside Parkhurst. A little bit of room. Gets to the 45 before being slowed down. So a gain of 3 on first down. Had a bit of a crease, but again, Dodge City that front seven's been tough to kind of run straight into.
Yeah, but again, really where we're at, where the offense has been, you know, the past, you know, game and a half, is if we can get into this mode of picking up positive yardage, you know, play after play, I think that only benefits us moving forward.
So 2nd and 7 from the 45, clock down to 3:45 and a half. Carter again takes the snap in the pistol. Near side, looking to pass, has some blocking, floats it downfield, just going to let it go harmlessly out of bounds. Didn't see anybody open, had Colt Moore on the near side, a few yards deep, but nothing really there, and just floats it out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he wanted Colt to kind of bust that field a little bit. He also had Douglas Fisher coming across the field that, you know, he could have maybe tried to thread the needle on, but probably the best decision for him to do is just throw it away.
Well, that's a soft one, realizing that, hey, you know, it's not there, I'm not going to risk it. That's something you want to see from Coach, you know, Coach Gordon's side, say, hey, I want to see my quarterback realize that progression. So 3rd and 7, 3:38 remains the half. Boomers trail 14-6, trying to drive at their own 45. Carter takes the pistol, snap for the pistol, looking to the far side, floats a pass to Douglas Fisher, but over his head. Again, maybe one of those route miscommunications as Douglas Fisher was a little shorter. Carter thought he'd be more near the stick at the 50.
Yeah, you know, that's, we got a Boomer down on the field right now, too.
Do have an injury time, as mentioned, Boomer down on the field, a bit shaken up.
It looks like Corbin Marco is the one who's down right now.
Who's filling in for Trey Oyasarode today at the left tackle spot. And so they'll check on him. I do want to thank you for listening on KMZE FM Woodward 92.3 tonight. And of course, if you're looking for the Boomer TV stream tonight, not quite available due to an FHS agreement with Dodge City. They are here, though. The crew is here recording it for us and making sure you'll be able to watch it tomorrow on the YouTube page. Definitely be on the lookout for that, as it looks like Samarco able to get up under his umpire, just a bit hobbled with the leg, so maybe got rolled on. You know, you're in the trenches. That happens every once in a while. So we'll see who fills in for him.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's also, you know, as you know, much great things comes out of turf. You know, that can also be a negative. It's a little less give, and so, you know, if you get rolled up on or make a cut just right or something like that, you know, it sticks a little bit more.
So 4th and 7 for the Boomers at their own 45. Looks like Douglas Fisher is lined up to maybe punt, although there's 4 receivers out there. Boomers on the play clock, it's still showing 25. Okay, now they just finally got the play clock going. Parkhurst comes on late, so they're short of man. So Douglas Fisher set up in a punt position. Saw him fake it the last time. This time just going to do a quick drop kick. A nice one, leaning inside the 20. A good bounce, rolling down inside the 10 before the 5. So a nice little coffin corner there for Brian Douglas Fisher on the quick punt.
You know, and here's the deal: the way we've been able to get in the backfield a lot this game. You know,
that's a dangerous position.
Yeah, continue to just push them back here. You know, a couple plays. You know, or if they're going to decide to throw the ball downfield like they have been, you know, just pin your ears back and go at them.
So they're going to put it at the 8-yard line. So total a 47-yard punt.
47 yards on the punt. Red Demon football, 1st and 10.
That puts it back to the Dodge City Red Demons with 3:26 remaining in the first half. They do lead 14-6. But again, backed up to their own 8-yard line. Let's see how the Boomers approach this. As Flores under center, a couple of wing backs, hands it off, up the gut, trying to find some yards, and only finding a couple there. Looks to be Rodriguez, who's one of the down backs. So gain of 2 makes it 2nd and 8. Dodge City, knowing that the Boomers do not have any timeouts remaining in the half, they just may try to slow bleed this clock. Ely mentioned earlier, the Boomers, of course, do get the ball back after half. So if you could just get the stopper for the Boomers, a chance to tie the game.
Yeah,
the second half.
And if I'm the Boomers, I'm not too, you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to do the job that's in front of me. You know, if we get a chance, you know, as time runs out, we do. But if not, we get the ball back.
Under center goes Flores. A quick pass, though, on the fake handoff and gets a completion across the 15 to the 16. That one finding Abraham Tabib. And Tabib got just near the stick, got all the way to the 22, came up short by a yard. So gain of 7. Or excuse me, not the 22, the 17. That's what I'm trying to say. So 3rd and 1 for Dodge City. Clock down to 2:10 remaining in the half. Flores again under center. A couple wingbacks and the down back is Hernandez. They'll give it to the down back. Hernandez with a little hole, cuts up to the 30, some speed, bowls over Mason Boyne a little bit at the 35. Mason hung in there and able to bring him down. But a big first down for Dodge City. 2:02 remaining in the half. They do have 2 timeouts due to Red Demons, as that one gets up to the 37-yard line.
And honestly, you know, when they've had that quick handoff like that to him, those are the run plays that have hurt us the most.
So 1st and 10 for the Red Demons after the 20-yard carry. Flores again under center with 1:45 remaining in the half. Another quick handoff. This time it is cut back and a big hole for Barnett. Barnett racing past a couple of Boomers and he houses it on the handoff. Cade Barnett breaks the big one. And the Boomers give up the score with 1:35 remaining in the half. Barnett just found a couple blocks and turned on the Jets for the big run.
And it's that quick handoff, you know. And as great as the Boomer defense has played tonight, they've done a great job of recognizing things, you know. But every time that quick hand, the Demon Deacons, wow, the Red Demons have used that.
Yes.
You know, the Boomers have really struggled to make a play.
So a 63-yard burst for Barnett, and the Demons quickly go down the field on a drive that started at their own 8 in just 4 plays. On for the extra point is Rios. The Boomers jumped a little bit early. Arnold just a bit ahead of the snap. The extra point was good, so we'll see if Dodge City just declines this penalty or tries to go for 2.
Looks like they're going to go for 2. Yep, they're going to put the ball forward.
As against the Boomers for the offsides by Arnold. Tried to time it up, just was a bit ahead. Yeah, looks like Dodge City looking to bring the offense back on the field. So it stands at 20-6 with a net 35 remaining in the first half. As out comes Flores of the Dodge City offense, accepting that penalty. Flores lining up under center, a couple wing backs on each side, and a down back in Gonzalez. Flores with snap handoff inside to Gonzalez, and he bowls his way in for the 2-point conversion. And Dodge City makes it 22-6 with a minute 35 remaining in the first half.
1 time to go in the half. Woodward Boomers 6, your Dodge City Red Demons 22.
Again, 4 plays, 92 yards on the drive. Capped off by the big Cade Barnett touchdown run.
Ely on that big touchdown run, you know, did you see anything that, you know, the Boomers can improve on going forward?
Just what I would say is staying at home, you know, sticking to their assignments. When they run like a counter, a fake handoff, it's always the hole's so wide because they're biting on everything.
And Eric, you kind of mentioned that in the pregame, right? That was one of the big things you've got to do in an offense like this, against an offense like this. Is watch those over pursuits.
Right.
They
you know,
bite you.
and that is, you know, the great thing about the Boomer defense is we are, you know, very aggressive. We're always going after the ball, doing a great job of attacking the ball. But when that happens, it can cause you to make mistakes, like trying to do too much.
But you do want to, you know, it's a tough balance because, like I said, you want to keep that pursuit, that aggression up for the defense. But you got some young kids that are, you know, trying to get in there and make those plays. So just one of those small fixes you got to make. Quick discipline. Boomers do have no timeouts remaining in the half, but we'll have a minute 35 or so to try to get a quick score. Get the ball back after the half. We're down a couple scores now. That's Rios on for the kickoff. Squib kick of his own. That one targeted towards the sideline. It might just roll out of bounds. It does. So a good break for the Boomers. Ryan Douglas Fisher just kind of calmly watching that one go out. And it will set up the Boomers with good field position to begin the drive. Much needed when we're short on timeouts.
Yeah, it gets the Boomers, moves the Boomers up a little bit. But again, I mean, unfortunately, we're not really moving the ball all that well. I see Corbin Smarko back out there. That's a good sign here on the offensive side of the ball. You know, but we're not moving the ball all that well. So, you know, you have an opportunity here with a little bit better field position. You got to take advantage of these chances.
See if you can find maybe a big connection like we saw on their touchdown pass.
It looks like they're actually going to have them re-kick.
Really?
We chose to have them re-kick.
Well, the Boomers do feel good about their return game. We saw Cooper Latauga punt return last week. We know that Douglas Fisher can find a hole and be quick. So Cole Moore, who's back there with Douglas Fisher returning on the kickoffs this week. They feel maybe something's there. Of course, the penalty does back up where the kick will be, too. So still about 35 in the half remaining. Dodge City forced the re-kick after they knocked it out of bounds on the first one. They do lead 22-6. As Cruz Rios steps in for the kickoff. Back deep, Douglas Fisher and Moore. And that one this time by Cruz, able to go over the head of Douglas Fisher, and he has to go pick it up because it landed at the one, and they're going to have to spot him at the one. So the worst case scenario for the Boomers, Douglas Fisher thought that was going to go out of bounds, and it just stuck at about the 2, rolled to the 1. He had to fall on.
Yeah, and you know, great decision by the Dodge City coaching staff. They've been squibbing at the hole all game and
kind of hiding the deep kick.
Yeah, now they said, okay, let's go for the deep kick. like you said, Douglas Fisher thought the ball was going to go into the end zone, and when he went down to get it, he went down to a knee to get it, and that's why they spotted him at the 1.
So now the Boomers backed up at their own 1 with 1:34 to go in the half. Now it's a whole different philosophy here. You just want to make sure you don't give up that safety. Carter will be in the pistol. 2 receivers to the far, 1 to the near. Parkhurst right behind him. Takes the snap. They do go with that handoff, and Parkhurst not able to get out of the end zone, and it is a safety for Dodge City. So the event's just not playing out in the Boomers' favor there. He originally would have had it at the 40. Tried to go for that re-kick, and didn't work out. So Dodge City comes up with the safety, and Dylan Sonda, who's been just a menace from that linebacker spot all game, making the tackle.
Yeah, and I think there was maybe some miscommunication because there was a couple Boomers who were, really kind of taking it from the coaching staff there as they were coming off the field, and it looked like it wasn't more of a missed assignment or something like that. It was maybe not the right play was run or something like that. So.
And of course, that's magnified when you're on your own 1. Right. So Dodge City will get it back. They do have 2 timeouts. The defense will have to try to come up with that stop as they trail 24-6.
Boomers will have a free kick from the 20-yard line.
Kick from the 20.
Deep the Red Demons, number 5 for Spear.
Dodge City going kind of with that canopy return look. You got Spear as well as Tabib in the middle. On the near side is Rodriguez. So Douglas Fisher ready for the free kick, puts the boot into it with a solid squib. Immediately fielded though quickly by Bryson with Zeta. He'll get it at the 45, spin out of a couple of tackles, fights forward to the 40, and Dodge City starts in plus territory with 1:23 remaining in the half.
And I don't know if this is more of a, the Boomers are starting to get tired just because we're just down on ourselves right now. But really the tackling over the last several minutes of the second
on the
quarter
return
has been pretty poor.
Red Demon football, first and 10,
They have not done a very
39-yard
good
line.
job of wrapping up. We talked about over pursuing, little things like that. Just not doing the small things to make the difference.
The Red Demons take over 1st and 10 at the Boomer 39 is where they mark it. Again, they have 2 timeouts remaining. They lead 24-6. As Flores. Oh, they did get they were late out of the huddle. That's going to be a delay of game. So a bit of a miscommunication there for Dodge City. And immediately backing themselves up 5 yards. Play clock was running and they didn't realize it. Very late to get out to the ball, so they give up a quick 5. This makes it 1st and 15 from the 44 instead of 1st and 10 from the 39. As Flores in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far, has a tight end on the far side. Back to pass, a quick one, and that was broken up.
First pass, batted down at the line of scrimmage.
And again, the Boomer defensive line able to get a hand on the line of scrimmage. That's the one thing, for Flores is that his passes do come out just a touch low, it seems like.
They come out, a little low. And Zaylen Flores, one of the newest Boomers, and Reese Durkee both, we're in the passing lane. And, Zaylen was able to get his hand up there and deflect the pass.
So 1:20 remaining in the half, 2nd and 15 for the Red Demons. From the Boomer 44. Flores in the gun, empty set, back to pass. Has some time, looks over the middle. That pass, though, just a bit out of reach. Intended for Ryan Gonzalez short. Would have been at about the original line of scrimmage for the drive. Instead, hits the turf.
Honestly, I couldn't tell who that was intended for because it went over a guy's head, but it fell just short of another guy. So, it's one of those things where, again, I think it's that push from the defensive line that's forcing him to make these bad passes.
Get Flores sped up, you're saying?
Yes.
So 1:16 remains in the half. 3rd and 15 now for Dodge City. Brewers might get another crack at it offensively. As the Red Demons come to the line of scrimmage in the gun. Flores trips to the near, one receiver to the far, man in the backfield, Hernandez. Rolls to the near side. Again, looking to pass, has some time, now loads up for a shot, looking over the top, and that knocked down by Luke Talley as they had double coverage on the outside. Cooper Spear was trying to get open. Talley played it nice underneath, could have taken the pick, but maybe kind of smartly knocked it down, said, hey, we'll force you to either go for this or punt it.
Yeah, and Bowen Morton, you know, making Flores, a great job by Flores by waiting as long as he, till really the last millisecond to, you know, lost that ball downfield, but Bowen Morton really kind of made him pay for it too.
So 4th and 15 for Dodge City with 1:08 remaining in the first half. They lead 24-6 over the Boomers. At the Boomer 44, they will go for it. Flores in the gun again. Trips to the near, he motions out his running back. Pump fakes, looks over the middle, has his tight end Kisner wide open at the 25. Down to the 20, fights to the 15, and finally taken down. And just kind of drew the eyes to Dodge City to the little running back swing, and Kisner found a space in the defense. Big tight end with a big game.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did, is he sold that little swing pass, and, you know, when the Boomers bit, he hit him on the post.
And a quick spike by Dodge City. Interesting, because they do have a couple of timeouts. But 1st and 10, or 2nd and 10, I should say now, from the Boomer 14. They're threatening again. Well, signal they wait. Did we get a spike, or what was that? Okay. Not sure. Either way, Red Demons threatening.
I think it's 2nd down. Yep, there we go.
Okay, there we go. I knew my eyes didn't see me, so Spike makes it 2nd and 10. Flores of the gun trips on the far side again, motions out Hernandez. This time, steps up, trying to run the Boomers, playing him right about the line of scrimmage. Zayla Flores again making the tackle here.
Yeah, Zayla recognizing that, you know, he had a little, you know, Flores, the quarterback, did a good job of recognizing the hole, and then Zayla Flores,
the defensive
you know, was able to jump in there, jump into the hole, and take him out.
And Dodge City takes their 2nd timeout of the half with 53 ticks remaining. They lead 24-6 at the Boomer 13 now.
Tyler, I just want to say it's really weird standing up here and I'm freezing.
I mean, it's been a long summer, right? So that's kind of understandable, I guess. Though it hadn't been that cold. I don't think it's been that bad. It's been good. It's been very good. It's nice up here. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame, just settling into a really beautiful night. Temps not the mid-70s, not really a cloud in the sky.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about a, you know, breeze, but you know, if you look at the flag down on the field, it's calm right now. So
out of the timeout for Dodge City, they'll go under center on 3rd and 8. Flores, a couple wing backs and a down fullback. Motions the man, now fakes the handoff, back to pass, looking over the middle, and that one incomplete. Trying to get Cooper Spear maybe underneath.
I couldn't
4th and 8.
I couldn't tell if Zaylen got a hand on that maybe that time, or if the ball just came out so low. It deflected off something, but it didn't look like a Boomer was able to get a hand on it, so I don't know what the heck happened.
Maybe just a touch high for Spear because it was such a zip too, despite it being low. Kind of has that upward motion to it. So 4th and 8 for Dodge City. They line up for the field goal try. Kicker Cruz Rios on the junior.
Cruz Rios, holding number 7.
He hit it from the 20, so a 30-yard kick on this attempt. 4th and 8. Clock is running, and the field goal is up, and it goes wide. No good.
It was no good.
So the Boomer defense forces a stop with 45 seconds. Problem is, now you get it at your own 13. And don't have any timeouts, or actually they should move it to the 20, correct, on this field.
Yes, we move it up now. You know, if I'm the Boomers here, honestly, I don't try to do too much. You know, we get the ball back. If you start trying to force the ball, you make a mistake. You know, give them the ball back. So, you know, if it's me, you know, I play it conservative.
Essentially, take it to the half.
Right.
Rally the troops. The Boomers have it. 1st and no, they did mark it.
There we go. Now we're back.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Let's wait until everybody's out there and then decide to move it.
So that's what they do. Boomers have it 1st and 10 over 20. 45 seconds remaining in the half. They trail 24-6. No timeouts. It's Cash Carter in the pistol. 2 receivers to the far, 1 to the near. Back is Parkhurst. The snap, the handoff inside to Parkhurst. He bounces outside, has a little bit of running room. Escapes up to the 25 where he spins down.
Parkhurst on the carry.
So a 5-yard gain by Parkhurst as the Boomers will let the clock run. I believe they do not have to snap here.
5-yard gain on the play.
That very non-committed to being hustled.
There's 3 seconds difference between the game clock and the.
So they will have to snap it just one more time. But ultimately, kind of what you said, just say.
Yeah, just just be conservative. Don't make a mistake. Don't allow them to, get the ball back because if you give them the ball back, they did have that one timeout.
Right. And yeah, I was wrong. They do not have 7. That's what I flipped. And the Boomers will surely enough take it to the locker room. So Dodge City on top of Woodward and their home opener 24-6 at the half. We'll step aside, come back with some halftime stats, catch you up on a few scores of interest. The softball team as well. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Life never stops moving.
It includes personal checking, savings, home and commercial loans. Also, mobile and online banking are available, as well as wire transfers and more. Salient State Bank of Woodward powering the Boomers this season. Both teams back onto the field, getting their final stretches. Woodward will receive the ball to start the second half. I mean, we'll see Cash Carter and the offense try to see if they could close the gap a little bit. Here in Dodge City, just a beautiful night once again, and can't complain. This is, if we could get this every weekend throughout the season, yeah. God, it would be fantastic.
I would go maybe 10 degrees cooler.
Okay, okay. Getting a little nitpicky, but that's fair.
Hey,
I understand. I understand.
Shorts and a hoodie. If I can go short, I'm not like kids these days where it's 100 degrees and they're still wearing hoodies. I'm looking at you guys, Boomer TV.
Hey, I do it too.
Yeah,
I can't lie. No, I do it. I've done it. I'll walk into, you guys, Sean Kelly, I'll walk into the station, and I would be wearing a hoodie.
I can't do that, but man, shorts and a hoodie when it's in the, mid to upper 60s, oh, that's perfect for me.
There you go. And hey, of course, Boomer TV, we mentioned they are here tonight. Not seeing the live stream yet. Can't quite stream it tonight live, but it will be available, I should say, tomorrow. On their YouTube channel. So if you want to go back, watch them play, see some key moments, you can definitely do that on their YouTube channel tomorrow, all for free, due to our great sponsors and the great help of Boomer TV. As we are getting set to begin that second half, the Boomers back to the sideline. Looks like Dodge City saying, we'll still stretch a little bit. Get it stretched out. They had 2:20 on the clock. Brewers like to be early on some of that, so nothing wrong with that. Do also want to mention before I forget as well, on the college football side tomorrow, OU right here on Z92 tomorrow afternoon, as they welcome the Houston Cougars to Norman, about said Stillwater.
Houston probably wishes it was in Stillwater.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to deal with Ollie Gordon. That would not be fun.
Very true.
That would not be fun. But Sooners pregame coverage 3:30 on Z92, kickoff 6:45 on K101. Oklahoma State welcomes Pig Suey, Arkansas, the Razorbacks, the Hogs coming to Stillwater in a Big 12 SEC clash. That one kicking off at 11 a.m. Pregame coverage at 9 o'clock on K101. Congratulations, Oklahoma State. You have inherited the big noon kickoff time the series usually get. So,
hey, you know what? It's okay. I'm just happy to see the Pokes playing a Power 4. I guess now we're down to Power 4 plus 2 is really what we it's what we got now. So I'm glad to see
Power 4.1.
Yeah. I'm glad to see the Boomers, the Cowboys, actually playing a big, really a big game matchup. When they scheduled South Dakota State, I don't think they intended for South Dakota State to be where they were at.
I think they very well knew what they were getting into, yes.
South Dakota State's always been good, but coming off a national championship, you weren't definitely not playing for that. But, they proved last week that, hey, we're going to come out there and we're just going to play our game, not worry about anybody else. And so I'm glad to see the Boomers taking on it. God, did it again.
It's Man, okay. It's all good.
I'm glad to see the Cowboys taking on an SEC team.
Oh, yeah.
In an early season matchup.
Good matchup. They don't fear. They don't fear. So the Boomers kick return team as we're back in Dodge City, ready to go. We'll have Ryan Douglas Fisher at the near side and Colt Moore on the far side on the hashes, lined up inside their own 10. And we'll see Mr. Rios kicking off for the Red Demons. Boomers trail 24-6, seeing if they could work their way back in. Just pretty solid crowd, I'd say, for the Boomers for the 2-hour trip. Got some of the band out, the Pep Club, we mentioned that earlier. So good to see that support on the Woodward side.
Trying to figure out where Ely was. I heard Coach Gordon really well.
He's on
this side.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why. Oh, he was talking to the official. You were down there chatting it up with the official, weren't you, Ely?
Yeah, it was. We was talking about how beautiful a night it was out here.
Oh, can't beat it. Can't beat it. You know, the officials are loving it. They're like, hey, we're done with this 100-degree heat.
Yeah, especially when you're on this turf.
Rios takes his jog to the ball, puts the boot into a high kick, fielded by Colt Moore on the far side, and we're underway in the second half. Moore gets up to about the 27, maybe the 28.
Colt Moore
he's knocked out of bounds, and the Boomers will start there for for the second half.
Yeah, like Ely and I said at their halftime, the Boomers just try to settle in and just do what you do. Don't worry about the score. You know, continue to build on the positives. You know, as you move on, you get, like I said, this game means nothing. Yeah, you want the confidence and win the game, but you know, kind of do what you can to build on.
So Boomers at their own 30, beginning of the drive, 11:55 to go in the third quarter. Carter in the gun, empty set. Motion man is Douglas Fisher. They hand it to him on the sweep near side. A host of Red Demons there. Douglas Fisher able to juke a couple and gain a few yards for a 2nd and 7, maybe a 2nd and 8. Yep, they marked back to the 32. So 2nd and 8 at coming. Again, Dodge City just playing really good assignment football. You got to respect that battle on these jet sweeps and these handoffs up the gut.
And you know, that's one of those where you talked a lot about the experience, and I think that's kind of where they're at. Is, you know, we're just going to go out there and we're going to do what we're supposed to do. You know, and they've got that experience, they got that confidence that they're not too worried about the Boomers trying to do too much.
So 2nd and 8. Carter in the pistol, a receiver near side, 2 to the far, man in the backfield. Parker is in motion, goes Colt Moore across formation. They give it to him on the sweep. Find a little bit of room, gets up to the 35, down to the 36. Had a block or two and made what he could of it. Brings up 3rd and medium for the Boomers.
That was one of those things that I said I was kind of hoping the Boomers would get back into was, you know, kind of doing the misdirection and the jet sweeps, and you know, hopefully throw in a screen or something here and there, you know, instead of just trying to run it downhill and throw the ball downfield.
3rd and 4 from the 36 for the Boomers. 10:30 to go in the third quarter. First drive of the second half. And the pistol Carter trips the near, and a whistle comes in. A flag, a false start before the snap. That is tough. It's kind of what you don't need there on 3rd down. Guys getting a little antsy to try to fire off.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So now back to 3rd and 9. So you go from 3rd and manageable, playbook open. Now it shrinks a little bit on 3rd and 9.
That one's tough to swallow because, you know, you get backed up.
It's a pistol formation yet again. Trips to the near, 1 to the far side. Back is Parkhurst. Carter takes the tackle.
Tackle on the play by number 30.
Eric, you called it during the halftime. The play might have been there, but some defensive lineman was able to get a hand on it.
Yeah, Gomez just the read and react, Eric, on that. High kick, Speiler in down to the 25. Oh, bounced off the returner. It was Bryson Uzeta that was able to fall back on it. That one took an odd bounce in favor of the Boomers. Bounced off.
It was kind of a, I don't know, because really the ball was not getting as far downfield, but the Boomers had a chance. It's just one of those odd plays. But, you know, great job by the Boomers to, you know, to get down there. Mason Boring was one of the Boomers in the area to potentially have a chance to jump on that ball.
So 1st and 10 for Dodge City. 9:28 remains in the third quarter. They lead 24-6 over Woodward as it will be Flores leading back onto the field. Now Flores, the senior, has kind of shown his stripes this game with some really solid passes into some tight windows. Dodge City under center in that wing set, that flex bone. Down fullback will again be Ryan Gonzalez.
Wait for the chain game to get settled here.
Yeah,
took their time.
They do hand it off to Gonzalez on 1st and 10. He fights across the 20 up to the 24, maybe just short of the 25. As the case, so a solid gain on 1st down as they had marked Dodge City back at their own 16 to start the drive.
8-yard gain on play.
So a gain of 8 for Gonzalez as Dodge City makes it 2nd and 2.
Boomers got to do a better job of tackling. That was yet again missed tackles.
Flores again under center. This time the quick handoff to the wing back. It's Barnett who spins across the 35 near the 40. And another explosive run for Cade Barnett. It's just that quick little handoff as he's wing back up to the 38-yard line. So a gain of 14.
And Tyler, if I'm Dodge City, I keep doing that because if you went back and you looked at yards per carry on those quick handoffs, you know, they're definitely 10, 15, 20 yards. You know, just keep going at it.
First and 10 for the Red Demons at their own 38. Man in motion, a pitch to him on the outside. It's and a fumble ball loose by Rodriguez, who took the pitch, but it goes out of bounds and stays with Dodge City. Just got kind of poked out of him.
I don't even think a Boomer got a hand on it. I think he just straight up lost the ball.
And the weird play results in a 6-yard gain.
But yet again, you know, and it's kind of how it's been, is the bounces have gone the Red Demons' way tonight.
What do you think of the kickoff before the half there? For sure. So 2nd and 4 for Dodge City from their own 44. Again, Flores under center as he puts a man in motion, a spear, but the handoff inside to Hernandez. This time a Boomer trying to drag him down. Boy, Hernandez, a strong one. So Zayla Flores trying to drag him down. Hernandez just kept the feet churning and got the first down by about a yard to the 50. 6-yard gain. This is where Dodge City is going to try to just, I think you alluded to it, just sit on you with this, you know.
On that was one of the first times on those quick handoffs that the Boomer.
Again, Hernandez and 2 wingbacks. This time a quick out of a pass, looking short, got a man complete near the 45 into Boomer territory. As he gets to the 43-yard line. So a quick gain. That's tough to try to hit those flat outs because you're drawing. All of a sudden, the guy leaks out. So 2nd and 3 for Dodge City. 7:25 remains 3rd quarter. They were all, boy, the Boomers blow it up, and a late flag comes in. Didn't see anything on the tackle by Casey Bourne. That's out, back him up.
Yeah, it looked like Kingston Phillips was able to look like he was going to blitz and had a great read on it. He just got taken out at the below his knees. Where he got taken out at is actually what blew up the play as well in the backfield. So
that would be a big penalty on Dodge City. Back him up 15. So it goes from 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 18 on the illegal block. The Boomers get a chance to substitute after the penalty as well, as they run a couple players off, a couple more on. Not sure what the discussion is here.
I think they're saying it's not marked in the right spot.
Oh, okay. Changing the spot a bit. Yep. Moved it up a yard or 2.
Yeah, marking the ball has been a little bit of a struggle tonight. It's their first game of the season, too.
Hey,
gotta
absolutely.
Remember that.
So the snap taken by Dodge City. Flores, and again. A quick out to the far side. That's completed to Weber. Weber fighting to the 50. Gets across it into Boomer territory at the 48. A solid gain on 2nd and long. Puts him at 3rd and about 8.
The Boomers are doing a lot of reaching at the legs. You know, they're just not getting good they're just not getting able to wrap them up very well.
Give credit, this Dodge City team is strong as well. They've kind of beefed up. 6:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Dodge City leads 24-6. Flores, 3rd and 8, back to pass again, trying to escape the pressure, and a host of Boomers on him. But boy, Flores dragging a couple tacklers, tripped Bates, and Bates got shoved after the play. Started to react, but cooled down. So no flag. A little chippiness.
Not sure how there wasn't a flag on that. That was pretty egregious, but take what you can get.
Flores able to gain to the 44, so a gain of 4. 4th and 4 upcoming for the Red Demons. 5:50 remains of the 3rd quarter. Flores snap and a penalty. Flag comes out as a bad snap, so maybe a false start on Dodge City. Nobody appeared ready on that one.
Yeah, I think that was snapped before anybody was ready. The ball kind of popped out to the right of Flores, the quarterback, and
so instead of a 4th, yeah, because it backs them up to a 4th and 8. Erase the yards gain by Flores on the run previous. It looks like they in fact bring on their punt unit. Flores is the punter, so you got to be careful. Watch the quarterback. At his own 15 near the 10. Flores takes the clean snap high, end over and kick. Latal on their first defensive, what am I trying to say?
Defensive.
Potential with Pioneer Fiber Internet to get speed and reliability. Service stream and stay connected with Pioneer Fiber, sponsoring the Boomers.
The baseball lights on it. They've got a turf infield and stadium seating over at their baseball field.
Very nice. So the Boomers have it 1st and 10 at their own 15. Carter puts a man in motion. Finds room again. Dodge City blowing it up. A late flag comes out as well as Douglas Fisher able to fight for a yard. Made a nice move to at least get past the swath of Red Demons. See what the flag comes in though. And it looks like it's on the Boomers. Maybe Ely, is that what we're seeing? Lost you there. There you go.
Yep.
So they do back him up on the hold, half the distance to the goal. So that negates the 1-yard carry. Makes it 1st and long for the Boomers. .5:30 remains third quarter. Woodward trails 24-6. They'll snap it from their own 8-yard line. 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far, man in the backfield, Parkhurst. Carter takes a snap, rolls to the near side, looking to pass. Pressure in the backfield, gets out of it, still has room to throw it, goes deep for Douglas Fisher. The pass, though, over his head, incomplete.
I like the decision there by Cash to recognize that, you know, he only really had one place to get that to have a chance for positive yardage. You know, you can't tell your receiver exactly where to go. You just got to hope they recognize. Fortunately, they didn't. But, you know, he did a good job of only putting that where one of his guys could make a.
The Boomers. As Carter and the pistol trips to the far side, 1 to the near. Takes a snap, the quick out to Cooper Latal underneath, gets a little block, gets across the 10, up to the 11. A short gain, almost broke that one. Just couldn't escape the grasp of the tackle.
And those are the type of plays where, you know, you want to see that, but unfortunately the Boomers really haven't been able to get anything going on the ground either. You know, and so it just forces, you know, it just forces the Demons to kind of understand that, hey, we just got to keep everybody in front of us, and you know the Boomers aren't going to be able to do much.
So 3rd and 14 on the short 4-yard gain. 4:30 go in the third quarter. Woodward trails 24-6. It's Carter again in the pistol, back to pass with 4 receivers. Looks to the far side, going on the near or on that far sideline, intended for Colt Moore. And the pass just a little bit low, incomplete for the Boomers. So that forced the punt for Ryan Douglas Fisher. Will have to back up into his own end zone. 4:20 remain in the third quarter. Takes it. Dodge City sends the house. A very low punt by Douglas Fisher. Does get out of the end zone though, near Boomer 40, but downs at the 39. So Dodge City able to start with really good field position on this drive.
Dodge City, I think they learned their lesson after that one punt where, you know, Ryan kept the ball and picked up the first down, because they're playing. It's more of a contained type of situation where they're going out wide and then coming in, making sure that he doesn't take off on them again.
So 1st and 10 for the Red Demons at the Boomer 39. As Flores again comes out under center. Down back, Hernandez has Spear as well beside him with a couple wingbacks. Flores takes snap, hands off to Spear on the far side, gets a block, cuts up to the 30, looking to the 25, the 20, one man to beat. Mason Bourne knocks him out of bounds inside the 20. Mason Bourne with a touchdown saving tackle on the run by Spear. Just once he gets ahead of steam, he is tough to stop. Quick hitter again for Dodge City up to the 15. So a gain of 24 by Spear on the run.
Resorted to dancing up here, sorry.
First and 10 for the Red Demons at the Boomer 15. Flores again under center. 4 minutes remains third quarter. Trying to get everybody in place as he's got down, back, and wing. Takes a snap again, the quick handoff. This time it goes to Zeta, and Zeta trying to fight forward, gets across the 10 to the 9-yard line, so a gain of 6 on first down.
It looks like Dodge City made an adjustment at halftime where they recognized something, because even on that play right there, they went to a certain point, you know, and then attacked that point, and you know, it makes you wonder if they found a weakness in the Boomer defense.
And on 2nd and 5, the handoff up the gut, fights forward for about 4, puts it near the stick, but not the first down for Hernandez.
Zaylon Flores and a couple other Boomers in there on the tackle.
So 3rd and 1. 3-yard carry by Hernandez. As again, Dodge City under center, just pounding away in that flex ball. Man goes in motion. Handoff inside to Hernandez, looking towards the end zone, stretching out for it. Marked down at the 1. Was that Bourne that again comes up with a touchdown saving tackle?
Man, you can't get much closer to the goal line than they are right now.
I mean, just got all the way down inside the 1 by Hernandez. So first and goal for Dodge City, 2:25 remains third quarter as they lead 24-6. Now coming up in that power formation yet again. This might just be a QB dive by Flores, and sure enough it is. Didn't get it though. Hoover stand him up and push him back. Maybe even he lost a yard or so.
Actually,
they're saying he may have fumbled it. What's the call here? As there's a group surrounded by the players now. Boy, if the Boomers force a defensive stand there, that is huge. And looks like, had a Boomer.
Still got some bodies on the ground down there.
Trying to separate them out. And it is Boomer ball. So on the QB sneak, they force the fumble and get the turnover at the 1. Wow. Couldn't even see who forced that out. It was just a mass of people at the goal line. So a fumble and a recovery by the Boomers. And that is a Pioneer defensive stand.
You got to think that had to have been maybe Corbin Smarco or even Trip Bates in there, that, you know,
had to be one of those deals.
Roughly where the ball was at on the line, you know, making that play.
So Woodward takes over with 1:57 in the third quarter. The problem is now you're backed up at your own 1. We've seen that kind of be an issue in the past. As a snap, fakes the handoff, go for the bubble screen to Douglas Fisher. He smartly just lets it be an incomplete pass because Dodge City was on it.
Cash Carter's pass incomplete.
So a bubble pass to the far side, incomplete. And it keeps the Boomers at the 1, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like maybe mechanically Cash really struggled on that pass. It kind of, I mean, it almost looked like he two-handed passed from up here. But,
right.
You know, just
trying to get it out quick.
Right, in those situations, you want to see just a little bit more patience.
So 2nd and 10, Carter again takes snap. This time the handoff to Parkhurst. Did he get past line scrimmage? Ooh, they say he at least got back to the line. They mark him at the 1, about the inch-yard line. So no gain on the play, makes it 2nd and 10, or 3rd and 10, excuse me. But the Boomers are literally about an inch away from that goal line.
What if you just, I mean, you really don't have much to lose. Why don't you go with the old-fashioned, you know, play action, fake the handoff, and just throw it up top.
You know what they would do at Langston back when I was there? They would just QB sneak it 2 or 3 times, try to push it forward. So 3rd and 10 for the Boomers from inside their own 1. Carter takes the snap, rolling out to the far side, looking to pass, going towards the sticks. Did they make the catch?
Yep, he did.
Latal right at the stick, maybe a touch short, but Cooper Latal finds the catch
to number 3,
out to the 12-yard line. And they get maybe the 10. Yep, about the 10. So 4th and 1 from the 10. Good completion, but unfortunately Boomers will have to punt.
And that's one of those plays we haven't seen much tonight. That, you know, it worked a couple times against Guyman, that I was saying at halftime that I'd like to see us do a little bit more.
Down to 40 seconds in the quarter, and Dodge City does block it, and Ryan Douglas Fisher just kicks it out of the back of the end zone, and it's a safety for the Red Demons. So the Boomers do escape their own one, but Dodge City comes through with the pressure on the pump block and force another safety. With 33 seconds to go in the third quarter. And you mentioned the last time that, you know, they had been coming from those edges to kind of try to contain Douglas Fisher. And that time they got home.
Yeah, and you know, it's just one of those things where the offensive line's really struggling.
The Boomers will have
with the rush, and
a free kick.
That's kind of a story we saw last week where the offensive line struggled. They had a couple blocked field goals. You know, and if the Boomers can figure out a way to clean that kind of stuff up, it'll help them out a little bit.
So 26-6, Dodge City takes the 20-point lead with 33 seconds to go in the third. And they will get the ball back on the free kick after the safety. As Red Demons defense proving to be tough tonight. Boomers got that long touchdown pass from Carter to Douglas Fisher. Otherwise, Dodge City has been tough. As Douglas Fisher ready for the free kick from his own 20, puts it on a squib, bounces past the 50 to the 45 to the 43, picked up by Hernandez, lowers the shoulder at the 50, and a collision there. And a good tackle for the Boomers to stop him.
Kingston.
Oh, and a late flag comes in.
I don't know where this flag would be from.
Really late. Well, after both teams were on the sidelines.
Did you see something down there, Ely?
Yeah, you got something, Ely?
You're working until
you get it when you're padding it.
Nope. As soon as you start talking, we lose you.
Just doesn't like it tonight. Just doesn't like it tonight.
I think he saw something. I think it's going to go against Dodge City because
that's what it is. Yes. Apparently, the football gods don't want Ely to tell us.
Ely is so dejected down there.
We got you on the pat. Try it now.
Talk now. Can you hear us?
How about now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So after the play right there, number 17 for the Red Demons gave Mason.
Well,
be Jaden Tinoco.
That would be the second time he's had a
penalty. Dodge City has it 1st and 10, and Hernandez takes the handoff up the gut, and again, stumbling through some tackles to be able to get the first down from the 37 across the 50 to the Boomer 49.
I think 6 Boomers easily got their hands on his legs. You know, and again, that's what you tell a running back to do is keep going. You can tell he's a big, strong kid, but the Boomers got to do a better job tackling.
So a 15-yard gain by Hernandez, and it looks like it will take us maybe to the end of the quarter. Dodge City going to get the snap off they do before the end of the quarter. Hand it off to Barnett up the gut this time. The fullback, again, escapes some tackles, puts the juke on near the 35 to the 30, puts on the Jets down to the 15-10, gets a block and got knocked out of bounds, maybe at the 1, and he does. So a big carry again by Cade Barnett. A flag, though, well back at the 28. This one might be coming back. Cade Barnett, boy, when he gets that open field, gets those feet moving, he hauls. This one coming back, though, on the hole. So to gate the big gain for Dodge City to end the third quarter, would have had a 1st and goal at the 1 to begin the 4th. Instead, they'll be backed up into Boomer territory yet again. And that is how we end the third quarter. We'll head to the 4th with Dodge City on top of Woodward, 26-6. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
At Bank of Western Oklahoma, we've been a cornerstone of the community since 1908. Being locally owned and operated, we understand the values and the culture that define Western Oklahoma. From supporting local farmers to helping small businesses thrive. We take pride in offering personalized banking solutions that reflect our deep understanding of Western Oklahoma. Discover the difference of a bank that's been by your side for generations. Bank of Western Oklahoma, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's longest-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire, at 2220 Main in Woodward.
Ready to begin the fourth quarter in Dodge City as the Red Demons have it 1st and 10 after the penalty. They'd say it essentially backed up and negated the run as Flores under center looking to pass. Now has the scramble and lane, a hit on Bone Morton, but Flores still pushing forward inside the 35 to the 34 in Boomer territory.
Yeah, Bowen, Morton, and Case and Bourne really got in there. But, great job by the whole Boomer defense there, because they took away what he wanted to do right away. And, he kind of caught him off guard. So you just hope the little things like that moving forward. It's going to be tough for the Boomers to make a comeback in this game. They still have a chance, but it's going to be tough. So just little plays like that, just continue to try to build on that.
Flores in the gun for Dodge City, rolls to the near side, looking to pass. This time again has the scramble, pulls up with it, drug down after a decent gain, gets across the 30 inside to the 27, right near the stick. May have got the first down by about a yard. They give it to him. So Flores, despite the passing not being open, able to make it work with his feet after the 7-yard run.
They had Zaylen Flores getting a hand on him. It looked like it was number 25, Noah Borden. That was actually the one who finished off the play.
So 10:58 remains in the game, and looks like maybe a timeout taken by Coach Woodward. Not quite sure. Nope, just having a little discussion with his defense here.
Yeah, I think he saw an opportunity to step out there and say something while the officials were conversing about something.
Maybe trying to make sure the spot was correct at the 28, and that's where they go. So 1st and 10 for Dodge City at the Boomer 28. Flores under center. Wing formation. Hands it off inside to Barnett. This time another hole for Barnett to the 15. Cuts up to the 10, trying to drag. Mason Arnold gets down to the 1 before Arnold breaks him down. Cade Barnett has been explosive on every touch. 27-yard run, first goal for Dodge City.
No flags on that one.
Yeah, he was kind of probably a little angry after the last one. He's just a strong runner as Barnett, the senior.
Now seeing if the Boomers can get another turnover at this point in the field.
Exactly. Under center goes Flores, puts a man in motion. This time the handoff to Hernandez up the gut, and he dives in for the touchdown. And Dodge City extends their lead with 10:31 remaining in the ball game. A 6-play drive in total. That goes a healthy 64 yards. So on for the extra point is Rios.
Hey, kick-off team.
As Dodge City gets lined up for it.
Mason Bell.
Snap, ball down, kick is up, and that is through the uprights and good. So Dodge City makes it 33-6 on your Just Wells Chevrolet scoreboard. Just Wells Chevrolet in Shattuck is where honesty is not just a word, it's how they drive every deal. Visit them at justwellschevrolet.com or call them at 580-938-2122. Just Wells Chevrolet, powering Boomer Sports all season long.
Yeah, the Boomers have a lot they can look at on film this week to prepare them for next week. Just kind of this offense has so many different options that you can run out of it. And I think one thing that does make this offense different than the Alva offense is everything's through their quarterback in Alva.
Right.
Here it's very much about these quick dives, you know, trying to do different things, you know, but, you know, Alpha it's very much a flex bone where it's straight quarterback first. Everything's off of that. So
it's a little bit more traditional as opposed to this, kind of mixing in the modern, if you will. As modern as it can be in a triple option type of offense. As we return team on to receive, Ryandos Fisher. Sure, that may be Cooper Latar out there. Colt Moore is on the near side, trying to identify the far side. That's Rios for the kick, and a whistle going to blow it dead before the kick.
Jake Graff.
Jake Graff, okay, number 5. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Flag on the play.
So the flag, I believe, going to be on, it is, Dodge City. So back him up on the kick. As they lead 33-6 over the Boomers, 10:31 remaining in the ball game. The Boomers now looking to just piece together a drive. Again, try to go out there, execute. That's kind of what we talked about at the half, right? Regardless what the final score is, you just want to continue to see that improvement. I'd say you saw one offensively for the most part. You're able to connect on a deep play tonight. Now can he sustain some drives? As Rios once again, this time from his 35, puts the foot in. And that kick going towards Graff. Will have a chance to return inside his own 10. Gets out to the 15, the 20, looking for a block. Gets struck down at the 25-yard line, though. A big tackle from Riley Saldillo, the junior. So, just a one-on-one tackle.
He's not a very big guy. He made a pretty good hit on Jacob. And unfortunately, he did what the Boomers have really struggled doing is, you know, he went low, but he did it well, I guess you could say. The Boomers have gone low a lot, but they've just kind of reached out and let guys run by him. But, you know, great job there by the Red Demon tackler.
So the Boomers 1st and 10, own 25. Cash Carter in the pistol, looking for the quick pass, gets to Douglas Fisher on the near side, trying to find a block, retreats to the near 20, but is swarmed by a few Red Demons after breaking a tackle. A flag did come out.
They were going to have face mask.
Might be the case. We'll hope that is, because for now it's a loss of a few.
Ryan Douglas Fisher did the flag on the play. Tackle made by number 12.
See what the discussion is by the officials. Do they talk about it?
Hold. No.
They call a holding. Wow. Okay. So that's what they call the Boomers. We'll see if Dodge City accepts that or not.
That was I saw the hand go up near Douglas's head, so I wondered if maybe that was what they were going to get him.
And it came out kind of right at that time too. So Dodge City might just decline this because it was a loss of a few already for the Boomers on the play. Coach O'Neill discussing it with the officials where the spot would be. They do call the hold, and penalty is declined. So Dodge City will just take the loss by the Boomers on the play. See what forward progress they gave Ryan Douglas Fisher. He did fight to try to get back to that line of scrimmage. Ultimately, a loss of 2, they say. It's not a huge loss. It is 2nd and 12 for the Boomers. 10 minutes remains in the ball game. Cash Carter back in the gun. Hands off to Parkhurst. And again, that Dodge City defensive line has just been on every single one of those dives.
Yeah, anytime the Boomers have tried to do anything up the middle, you know, the Red Demons are in the backfield almost immediately.
So a loss of 3 on that one makes it 3rd and 15 for Woodward from their own 20. That's Carter again in the gun. 2 receivers each side. Back to pass. Rolls to the far side. Has some time. Still rolling. Still scanning. Looking. Has to throw it over the middle. That one maybe picked, I say over the middle on the far side. That is intercepted by Dylan Sonde, who has been a terror in the backfield. And now the senior comes up with an interception. On 3rd and 15 for the Boomers. Sonde just read that one the entire way. Carter trying to find some space on that far side, but not much to work with. And Dodge City will take over 1st and 10 in Boomer territory. Looks like about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that may have been one of those situations where maybe Hash stared down who he wanted to go to just a little too long, and You know, Sunday was able to kind of slip in there and just wait for it.
Senior did just that, so the Red Demons back on offense as Flores comes out under center, I formation. The receiver split out. Dodge City will just hand off to Spear, who's the man in the backfield, breaks a few tackles. Ultimately, though, just gets a couple yards as he gets across the 25 to the 24. But Spear, just another tough runner. Boomers are there. It's just having problems trying to bring them down. These guys are churning those lakes, or the Red Demons.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, you got to give credit. You know, I know I've kind of been on the tackling for the Boomers, kind of been hard on them a little bit. You know, I would like to see the tackling be a little bit better, but again, as the Red Demon ball carriers, they just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, they've got good leverage, and the Boomers have good pursuit. It's just trying to bring them down is tough. Flores underneath center. Militia's man is Spear. They toss it to him, trying to get across the near side. He does escape up across the 25 to near the 21.
I think he may have actually lost the ball there for a second and was able to reach out and grab it
immediately. Yeah, as they look a little awkward there at the end. Ultimately only gains 2.
And you know, when you're going up against an offense like the Red Demons, where there's so much, where the ball's going so many different directions, and fatigue's going to play a factor, and the Boomers aren't a very deep team as far as
better than last year, but still really working on it.
You know, you got a lot of guys that are playing both ways, you know, and when that happens, unfortunately, you know, you're going to get tired. You're going to, you know, not be able to tackle all that well.
And Hernandez now on 3rd and 5 takes the carry with the head of steam, gets across the 15, almost down to the 10, tackled at the 11. A quick 11-yard gain for Hernandez and Dodge City as they get 1st and 10.
He just blew a Boomer up there.
Well, this is the depth factors in. Dodge City's got a new runner almost every play.
Yeah.
So you got some fresh legs.
Well, and then you also add in there's been sickness on the Boomers team. You got some injury issues right now. You know, so there's just got a lot going against the Boomers right now.
And Flores dribbles the snap, picks it back up, but has really nowhere to go, just a gain of 1 at the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was just dribbling it. Oh, a late flag comes in. Some words being said, some chippiness. Hernandez having to be held. Boomers on the dirt. As Flores was kind of standing over him. Interesting to see where this goes. And they go personal foul on the Boomers.
Yeah, it looked like maybe there was a Boomer that was able to get a little push in there.
So we'll go half the distance.
More than likely, it was that old, you know, what you hear all the time. Oh no, looks like that time they just pointed against Dodge City.
Okay, he initially
went the other way.
He did.
So
instead, it was on Dodge City.
And what I was starting to say, I'm going to reverse it a little bit because I do think it was the retaliation is the one that
from whatever Dodge City started. Okay, yeah. So you're trying to say, hey, you were caught because you were the one to react,
right?
And instead, though, they did catch that Dodge City was the one that initiated. So back him up. Well, back in Boomer territory to the 26. 15-yard penalty. So it's second and very long for Dodge City. Flores in the gun, goes with the handoff to Spear, trying to get to the edge. Jukes his way up inside the 20, tackled around the 17. So again, gets some of that penalty yards back, but still will be 3rd and long for Dodge City. They've essentially got to get to the 1 for the first down. They'll call it a gain of about 7. So 3rd and 15 for the Red Demons from their own, the Boomers 16. 6:40 remains of the ball game. They lead 33-6. Flores in the gun. 2 receivers split out, 1 each side. Takes the snap, goes with the delayed handoff, keeps himself on the QB carry, trying to get towards the end zone. The Boomers just tackle him down at the 1.
I've never seen so many plays end inside the 1 in one game as I've seen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a few as Flores on the keeper gets 15 yards. But the Boomers just able to stand him up before he reached the end zone. So 1st and goal from the 1. 6 minutes remains in the ball game. Dodge City trying to extend their 33-6 lead. Flores under center. 2 backs down and a wing in the formation. They motion the wing man, a Spear. Fake the toss, and they hand it inside to Barnett, and Barnett in for the touchdown from 1 yard out, and Dodge City puts another one in. as the fireworks go off in Dodge City. Red Demons just really going to that run game in the second half, trying to bleed that clock, kind of put the physicality to the Boomers. I mean, again, now it's gone from a not senior heavy squad to a senior heavy squad that, like we talked about, just knows how to kind of maybe bleed some of these games out. And the extra point by Rios through the uprights and good. So the Red Demons lead 40-6 with 5:56 remaining in the ball game after a 7-play, 27-yard drive.
One thing I talked about, on the car ride up here, was looking at some of their stats from last year into the game. Is, there were some games where they were putting up 400, 450 yards, but then there were some other games where they were struggling to get 200 yards a game for the game.
Right.
And I think you kind of saw that tonight, where you could see where they could struggle, become one-dimensional, things like that, but then all of a sudden, and especially against a team like the Boomers, where depth is kind of a problem right now, where, they're easily able to start wearing you down and start picking up those yards.
Smith & Co. Auction and Realty is Oklahoma's real estate and land auction expert. Smith & Co. is your #1 choice for all your land auctions and real estate needs. Call them at 580-254-3975 or email Ira at smithcorealestate.com. Smith & Co. Auction and Realty, powering the Boomers all season long. As the Boomers ready to get back on offense, Dodge City will kick off with Rios. See if they go deep or try to split this. He's been going deep primarily towards the second half of this game. As again, it will be Graff on the far side, and on the near side, Colt Moore, the returnman, lined up inside their own 10 near the 5. As Dodge City leads 40-6, 5:56 remaining in the game. Rios lines it up, gets the whistle. And in the air, he begins the jog and puts the boot in. As that one a bit of a sideliner, goes to Graff, fielded just in front of the 5-yard line. Graff looking to the far side, trying to find a hole, gets to the 20, fights forward to the 25 before he's taken down there. So the Boomers will start at their own 25 on the drive with 5:48 remaining. See how they go with it.
Boomers going to have to be careful tonight. They're starting to, I think the fatigue and the frustration is starting to wear. Things are starting to get a little chippy.
Yeah.
So
just keep your cool, finish the game, execute your plays best you can. As Carter in the pistol, 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. Parkhurst in the backfield at their own 25, takes the snap. A little bit of a miscommunication as Parkhurst was on the wrong side of Carter, trying to take the handoff, so he just smartly rolls out and throws it out of bounds. So Carter able to take what was a busted play and make sure it didn't turn into a loss. As it'll be 2nd and 10, 5:42 remaining.
That's like right now, just kind of watching them come out, it looks like there's just a lot of confusion, a lot of hands up in the air.
Again, snap from the pistol, handoff inside this time to Parkhurst as he gets to about the remaining of the ball game. Dodge City still with the lead, 40-6. Moore. Snap, looking to pass. Setting up short to Colt Moore. That pass though sailed high. Out. Trying to have to punt with 4:58 remaining. As Ryan Douglas Fisher back deep to receive, will be Jonathan Bone for the Red Demons. Boomers go tight. As Douglas Fisher again kind of holding inside the 30-yard line, makes a man miss, makes a second miss, and runs out of bounds into the Boomer sideline. Turned by Bone. Just found a little lane.
Getting down there well in coverage, but unfortunately ran right by him and blocked in the back there, but refs didn't call it. He was able to pick up, good
When you work with R5 Customer Border, you can count on a quick, fun, and enjoyable process with results that consistently exceed expectations. As they give it to Max Hernandez, the sophomore, and he explodes across the 30-16 yards. As it looks like Dodge City has gone to their backup. As a freshman, some experience. As the clock goes down to 4:20 remaining in the game, Dodge City leads 40-6. New quarterback for the rest having troubles handle. It looks like Dodge City did fall on it, but a loss on the play from the 32 back to the 36.
You know what they're doing. Just follow the ball, make a play.
As Alex Pilo Sande went in motion. The lunch, Commerce monthly meeting luncheon gains back some of that penalty yardage, makes it 3rd and 13 for the Red Demons. Stacked formation as he turns and hands it off.
Great job by to be able to get in front of the ball carrier.
So that brings up a 4th and 12 for Dodge City. 2:30 goes the clock. As the Red Demons,
I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a punt range. There you go. And in motion. Instead, they hand it off up to gut again to Aguilar. Only a gain of a few, and that will be a turnover on downs as the Boomers come up with a Pioneer defensive stand. In Texas, they are in touch with the communities in which they live and work.
I think the PA guy is also going to get his first game mistakes out of the way because I'm pretty sure he just said time.
Quick as possible to get the basketball season.
So he gets the basketball season anyway.
Yeah, everybody's in basketball state of mind, right? Got the ball at their own 31. Excuse me, as Ryan Douglas Fisher back at quarterback in now as he hands off to Luke Parkhurst. Call it no gain official. So 2nd and 10 from the 30. Versus Douglas Fisher operating the offense now. And Cooper Tall will come in as the back, 2nd and 10. Warren comes to the far side. Douglas Fisher in the pistol, 2 to the air, 1 to the far. Takes the snap, hands it off, gets the first down. Up to the so a gain of 12.
Showing a different look, I think kind of caught him off guard a little bit. Allowed the Boomers to pick up a few yards.
Tall made a really nice run as well. So 1st and 10, minute to go. Douglas Fisher takes the snap again. They go to Lataw, finds a bit of a hole. This time quickly as he gets across the 45 to the 46-yard line, a gain of 3. As Boomers letting that clock for trophies and everything in between. Visit them at 2024. Or call 580-256-7045. Compass Athletics, powering Boomer Sports. Douglas Fisher line emerged victorious in their opening week, 40-6 over Woodward. The Boomers will next head to Alva to take Ranger Field. So with that, we'll step aside for a break, come back with the post-game wrap. Look at some final stats, get you set for what.
At Bank of Western Oklahoma, it takes to keep your farm running smoothly. Our experienced lenders competitive loans for real estate, livestock, equipment, and more. We are Bank of Western Oklahoma, the bank that works as hard as you do. Member FDIC, an equal housing.
Feel safe and secure with Arlo Wireless Outdoor Camera, available at Pioneer. Arlo monitor your home from anywhere with remote smartphone access. Whether you're at home, trust Arlo and Pioneer to keep your home safe and secure. Visit gopioneer.com to get your Arlo wireless cameras today.
Never stops moving. Between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, your 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect, you can lose track of the miles. And at 2220 Main in Woodward to see your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire.
And Dodge City as the Red Demons defeat the Boomers 40-6 in this Week 1 contest. Was able to really kind of stack it up in that third quarter as they were able to force the safety for the Boomers to 6. They then went on consecutive longer drives, 6 plays, 64 yards. Result and then with just under 6 minutes to go in the ball game, a 7 drive, not the longest yardage, but stretched out, another 1-yard touchdown run that made it 40-6, and that is how we got to the final. And guys, staff, Dodge City with that experience that we talked about throughout the game, and those fresh legs, if you will, really kind of sat on the Boomer defense with those punishing up to get run. So that was improvement, but the Dodge City defensive line, they proved tough, and it kind of made the Boomers a little too one-dimensional.
The third quarter coming into the fourth, you see making substitutions, everybody's ready to go, and that's kind of not the case on the side of the...
I think that was a lot of really what happened as this game went along. But you know, we've got a lot of guys playing both ways.
It's better than it was last year, but it's still not quite to the point. This is a 6A
walk off. One of our guys walk off the field with ice on his shoulder that I didn't realize had gotten hurt in the game. You know, battling all night, and he was hurting.
Yeah.
You know, because he's not even a starter.
Right.
You know, but he had to stay out there so much. So, you know, there's things that the Boomers got
appearing now. It looks like Dodge City used that momentum from the playoff loss and really took that.
You know, I think all you can do, and I talked about this at halftime all week. All the Boomers can do.
Clean it up.
And so continue to work on that. And start battling for trying to get a playoff spot.
See what we can do going forward and get to our Bank of Western Oklahoma player of the game. I think, Eric, we kind of came in agreement.
And he, you know, that's a kid who's going to leave it out all out on the field. He made it, you know, had a couple mistakes. I don't want to say enthusiasm.
He laid a big hit. Got fired up for that guy.
You know, he's a senior. He's trying to be a leader. He's showing some fire. You know, so you know, I don't want to say that he should get player of the game for the penalties, but adds to a little bit to the reason why we think he deserved it too.
Absolutely. So our Bank of Western Oklahoma banking, no matter where you are, the Bank of Western Oklahoma is always close. Find a location near you at bankofwesternoklahoma.com. Also, Compass Athletics, from sports equipment to championship trophies and everything in between. Visit them at 2024 Main Street in Woodward, 580-256-7045. Compass Athletics, powering Boomer Sports all season. Well, with that, we will kind of get ready to hit the road, as we'll be on the road again next week in Alva. Pay a visit to the Gold Bugs at Ranger Field. The Boomers will square off with what is kind of a good, healthy rivalry, if you will, across most sports. Pick that up with football again this year. Good to see that one. That will be the last non-district game before the Boomers will return home to take on a very, very talented Elgin squad to open up district play. Well, of course, shout out Jericho back at the board, doing a fantastic job this season, or beginning with us this season. So at the studio, and Friday Night Quick Sports about to wrap up over there on K101. So if you want to catch all crew are on K101 doing that as we speak. Shout out to the Boomer TV crew. Didn't get to see them live tonight, but they'll have that up job throughout the game filming for us, so definitely check that out tomorrow on their YouTube page. The